Hello and welcome to Tales from the Dark Side Crew, your Star Wars news and weekly comic recap presented by Rennavision. The show that believes in forgiveness. We do. Mistakes happen around here a lot. But dropping Mando Season 3, Episode 1 instead of Book of Boba Fett, Episode 5, that's a big boo-boo. Somebody got fired, I'm sure. Tonight we show off some pickups. Then we give you the latest Star Wars news and toy drops. There's only one comic to review this week. High Republic Trails of Shadows number 4. We've got opinions on Boba Fett episode 5, if that's what we're calling it, and we highlight some obscure inserts and what they could be signaling is coming. The results of round 5 of our Fantasy Fett game aren't much to see, actually. And we do our best to make time for our newest trivia game, where answering correctly could be the easiest part. Let's get it going.
Okay, we have a very large crew today. I'm just not even going to spoil anything, so I'm just going to let Jedi go back and go around the horn real quickly and tell them what's going on. So,
oh, me? Okay.
That is you.
Well, you think you know a guy after over a year of talking, chatting, and sometimes debating Star Wars, tales, and hobby topics. Then suddenly, last week, you learn something new, something unexpected. He hates cupcakes. What, a Force wielders can't have a bake sale? Or maybe he just doesn't want to see fat Jedis. Regardless, it's a gluten and sugar-free Macho Man Marco.
I don't hate cupcakes.
So Mando is off to see Grogu. Seeing Grogu means seeing Luke, maybe, which is good because this guy, well, he hasn't had a good cry in quite a while. It's the visionary getting his hanky ready, Pete Rennavision. In The Empire Strikes Back, Boba Fett said to Vader, "He's no good to me dead." In the Book of Boba Fett, this guy says to Boba, "You're just no good to me." It's the guy behind the curtain who should probably avoid Vegas, J.J. Maxwell. Peering into his magic holocron last week really gave him a headache, which is weird because it was the rest of us who were shaking our heads. It's October and the hunt is on. You know, check out this guy's IG videos of Matrix dodgeball techniques. Although I don't understand wearing a red shirt in dodgeball, everyone knows red shirts always are the first to go. It's Sam Triple D dodgeball. Cloned from Mandalorian DNA, but something went wrong. Or did it? The Bad Batch all rolled into one, our own dark side assassin, killing with kindness. Gen C is here tonight. And yes, Book of Boba Fett hasn't been nearly what we wanted it to be. Still better than Visions. Okay, let's go. It's me, Jedi 22.
Damn, dude. That's tough. All right.
Great job, Jedi. Fantastic.
We're going to break down, obviously, the Book of Boba Fett / Mandalorian Season 3. We got a lot. We're not going to do our typical review. We actually are going to, there's big parts that I made JJ add in that I think are pretty important to the lore. But first, we got to go through our normal stuff like news and everything else. I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. By the way, we were not late. I made sure it was exactly on time as soon as the ticker stopped. So, Ed, sorry, this isn't Drunken Chat. We don't owe you anything. Dan, it's good to see you. Oh, I got a promo. We're at that. A bunch of us are going to that con, but I'll get that out. I'm thinking about other cons too. By the way, if any of you guys are in Ohio, we're thinking about setting up in a couple cons. I think we're thinking about doing one of the fan cons, either Cleveland or Columbus. Let me know if you've been there, how it's gone for you guys, or if you like going to it. So, Wayseeker, what is going on? I will talk to you in comics in a little bit. Ruben, good to see you. Sam hates it when you are working. We hate it when you're working too. Eric, good to see you, my man. Thank you for the art that you did for us. We'll be showing you that a little bit later. Obi, good to see you. Astro, what's going on? Joe's here. Good to see him. Zen too. All right, Steph Zen, good to see you. Kyle, great talking to you as usual and good to see you. Stick Boy, it's always good. Gotta get you back on the show here sooner than later. I think it's been too long since you've been on. Saying hi for the algorithm. Hashtag Team Dom. James, good to see you. A lot of good faces. Ooh, Justin, good to see you. VK, good to see you. We do have a full house. And Dwayne's got Duck Dive and Dodge. There you go. All right. Sam, good to see you too. I'll get to the rest of them later as usual. Also, we've got Jen back. It's been a while. Jen's been busy. Make sure you're checking her out on Comic Book Win and on Tales from the Flip Side and on Nearing Nirvana, right? I mean, they got good shows going on there. So make sure you're seeing what they have to do. They do a great job on their what was I watching the other week? You guys were talking about like books you liked on the Comic Book Women show, and I was intrigued.
Promo? No. Oh, you mean like the spotlight?
Yeah, it was a spotlight thing, and then we the problem was that you know how it goes, and you say hi in chat, and then it goes off the rails. So I decided to get out. Mark, what is going on? All right, let's start off with news. Pete, do you have news, or do I have to do news?
You do, unless you want to.
Very good. There it is. Okay, news. Here we go. JJ, started off with your favorite news of the week.
Yeah, big time announcement for Star Wars video games. So you got Respawn Entertainment, which is EA owned, unfortunately, but announced there'd be actually 3 new games. So not just Fallen Order, but we get 3. So no real news on what the other 2 are yet, but should be interesting.
Well, with everybody else selling, maybe they'll sell by the time they actually have to produce this thing. So.
Yeah,
we'll see.
So, seems like Battlefront 3 is dead though. So
yeah,
there's no news on that.
Yeah, well,
oddly enough. So
for those that forget, Jen used to be on Dark Side for a very long time.
No, I'm so happy she's back tonight.
I know, me too. This room smells less. Let me put it that way. All right, go ahead, JJ. What's going on next?
So the Old Republic is got a new story trailer for Legacy of the Sith. So it's finally getting the Legacy of Sith expansion pack after another short delay. So should hopefully be end of next month. For anybody still playing that game, I'm not playing it anymore. It is a good game. So.
They still got a bunch of people playing it.
Yeah, all right. Still gets a lot of players. Yep. And also, I think actually for one more day, which is today, Squadrons is free to play on Steam.
Yeah, Steam.
So for I think the end of the day. Yeah, this was interesting in that there was new footage. Well, actually, it's old footage, but it was leaked like for the first time by one of the programmers. He pointed out that a lot of the similarities in the footage he leaked from 1313, which was a famously canceled Star Wars game, kind of showing up here and there in Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm. So cool. And that could and they were going to turn Lucas was going to turn that into a TV show too. So, but you're talking.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was supposed to be tied in. It's supposed to be tied in with Underworld.
Yeah, Underworld.
Star Wars Underworld show, which also got canceled. So,
yep.
If you haven't seen that footage, just look on YouTube. It's out there. But
yeah, and you'll see the similarities pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially of the new thing, the new ship. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So I kind of just put this up here because it reminded me of a Rick and Morty joke. But it was true. There's a lot of heists going on in Star Wars comics, which I don't know that we'll get to that this week, but it'll probably come up next week with the Crimson Reign stuff. But a lot of heist plots in Star Wars comics.
Yeah, so I really. I'm saying, son of a bitch, I'm in.
But you know what? Yeah, you know what? They're gonna do minis and stuff like that. So I like it because their minis are better than some of their regular running series. So here we go.
Yep. This is just fun, and that I guess the original town, which was Pembroke Dock, is the name of the town in Wales. They were originally the site where they built the Falcon way back in the first trilogy, and now I can't remember the code name they used for it now. But anyways, they are going to retell the tale of how it was built. So I guess it's going to become folklore in that town.
Don't tell me
they built the Millennium Falcon for Star Wars.
Right.
Where are they telling this tale, JJ?
Where? I guess just
in the town.
In the town, I suppose.
Around town.
Yeah, around town. If you want to go around. That sounds great.
Did I ever tell you about when I built the Millennium Falcon? Down one down and let me tell you.
I imagine it'll be like that episode of The Simpsons where they talk about the lemon tree or something in Shelbyville.
Yeah, there's the dish. All right. Next up.
So this was interesting. We'll get to this more in the Book of Boba Fett review, but
Opa!
it's a little bit of tease for a newly canceled, long rumored, well, not even rumored, even announced show where we saw a couple familiar faces. It's kind of interesting that they showed up and it's still canceled. So.
Yeah. What's
Still
up,
had them
Shannon?
around.
No, but I think they said they're going to put the parts of the Rangers of the New Republic in episodes, pieces, start building it. They're not going to have.
Yeah. Probably will. I can see that being built in
But
there.
how can you put in something that you never had?
Well, story plots, maybe. Who knows?
Well, yeah. They'll take the elements of it and sprinkle it throughout, probably.
Spaceships. I want to see
Really down
spaceships. Yeah, I want to see spaceships.
Yep.
That'd be perfect. All right.
Other rumor was
good
Anthony
Lord.
Daniels put up an Instagram image of him in a mocap suit. So don't really know what it was for. That wasn't very clear. But
You're happy? Oh,
Droid
you like
Story
Rennavision.
is possibly. Well, it says 3PO. Of course he's happy.
Yeah, I know that. No. Anthony Daniels is a little out there. He's a little bit wackadoodle.
He's a little bit crazy. Fun. It's the fun
He's
type.
not
of
like
crazy.
the other girls, guys. He's quirky.
He is
But
something.
Could be Droid Story. I don't know.
Yeah, a Droid Story. That could be
I don't
cool.
know. And this was the other rumor from one of our favorite rumor sites that apparently, in addition to the rumor that they put out that Bo-Katan would have her own series 2 weeks ago, the same outlet has now said Darth Maul will have his own series in the works.
Sweet.
So everybody gets a Star Wars series.
And
Darth
you
Maul-
get a series.
Everybody.
And you get
Wait,
a series.
Who was the original three? It was originally Obi, Han, and was it Darth Maul or was it Boba? It was Boba, wasn't it? The original three that they were supposed
Getting
to do.
serious?
The one-shot movies. No, the one-shot movies. Remember there was three.
Boba.
One-
Oh,
Oh.
yes.
it was gonna be
Yes.
Han, Boba, and
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan.
And Obi-Wan, yeah.
Yes.
I can't wait. I can't wait for our fantasy C-3PO game.
All right. Is that it? That's it. Okay. There's news.
Yeah, I think
Perfect.
that's it for the news.
That's all I had.
All right. Next up, we have a comic this week. The comic is one, and it was good. This is where I'd like to address my friend Wayseeker over here. Wayseeker, last week, I was having a heck of a week, and you asked me a question about two characters that show up in that book and how important they were. And I think I had already put down the slides. I called it the worst book written this year, even though it's only January, and something about like Jedi Master, I don't care. And well, I didn't say it that. I was a little bit more whatever on it. And the reason I think is because even with this short story, you see new characters in here, but the reality of it is a lot of the characters who have died in those books aren't big no matter what. So do I think those two characters from last week's going to show up? I didn't answer it seriously, so I'm answering seriously. Yes, I think they're going to show up, obviously. But I think the Blades of Bastogne is going to be more important to that storyline, which was the week before that they showed up, and that the cook-off was just... That book was the opposite of this book. It was so poorly written and thrown together that when I had to redo the slides for it, because obviously we actually read the books here, as you can tell, and I hand put the slides together, that book was pissing me off just having to look through the slides and explain what happened in it. That book was so bad. So sorry for taking it out on you last week, but yes, those characters will probably show back up. Are they going to be that important? Probably not, much like a lot of these High Republic characters. They have a short lifespan. If you were going to actually go after a book, you should have gone after the annual instead of the one shot, because the annual at least had a character we had been talking.
Yeah, we should have done a market look. Yeah,
I gotta do it, because I think that book has fallen back off too with the one last week. But also too, for you people that think you're going to tag me when it gets to be a $500 book, feel free. I'll be waiting. I might be dead by the time that happens, but I'll still be waiting. I know you still watch our show. Trail of Shadows, number 4. This cover actually came out pretty well for the variant, except for I think people wanted too much for it because it was a 125, and I'm not paying 25 for that. Even though I do like the character of Ambinius, or however you say his name, the little assistant to ultrasound, Arthaban Fall. Either way, I do. This is what I love about
Igor?
Star Wars. No, yeah, the guy, you'll see him. But this is what I like about Star Wars is when they actually build out the universe, and I love to see the little fans like buildings and what planet they lived on and the going-ons out there. I think that's some of the best parts of Star Wars. So they expanded on that. Ultrasound has like he's got a family with a bunch of kids, by the way. Like they're almost like gerbil. Maybe they are Mises gerbils or something. I don't know. It was
You
pretty
like
cool.
Bob Cratchit?
Yeah, right. They have this Bassar character that starts following them around. By the way, he's not very good at sneaking. Like he sneaks a package, not even under his coat, but like in his arm while he pulls up. I don't know. I found this really good. I'm kind of disappointed that this one shot's about to be over, but it's also good because I don't think they can ruin it with like only 1 or 2 books left. We follow that he tries to put on the Basan character tries to put on a tracking device. He talks about how like the Nihil actually screwed up his life, so that's why he's joining the Jedi to try to do the tracking. Remember, we have this little relationship between Emmerich and what's her name, and now he's falling asleep on her couch while she's playing the piano to him, but he's like in love. Which
I thought it was a therapy session just by looking at the image.
I think it was like, I'll be honest with you, I was like, oh my god, did they just leave the bedroom? And then she's like, "Oh, you fell asleep while listening
to the piano after."
I don't know, man. She looks like she was in a rope.
That's a
like
natural reaction.
No, I didn't show the whole. I didn't show all of it, but I was like when you start to see him like laying back and whatever. Yeah, I mean, maybe she does play the piano afterwards. You don't know. She could be like Madonna or something. She could be like Lady Gaga. You don't know what her love life's about, yo. Look, man, you don't know her.
Someone wrote a song about
it. They get back into the thing. Then the little beeper ticks because that's. I like this murder mystery thing. I think it's delivering on what it should be as a series and giving us a little bit something new. And I think that's how Star Wars should be, is give us something new that's not too deep in crap. We come across one of the Nihil, Zygar again, and he's giving Ultra a bunch of shit, which will play out later. They then decide to follow the homing beacon.
Sure.
What? Should I not say shit?
It's utter sound. Utter.
Oh yeah, utter sound.
Ultra.
Whatever, utter sound, ultrasound, whatever.
Yeah.
Bad
Ultrasound sounds like an unused transformer that just didn't work.
He goes ape shit though, which is kind of cool. So he's got this big ass gun, and he may have actually killed Zygar because he shoots him. And he's like, "I'm a doctor," because he's making fun of him. He calls him a rodent and all this other bullshit. And hey, could you get rid of the back thing? Because I purposely.
I was just saying, you let me know if that gets in the way.
I literally purposely put this up so that you could see utter sound go ape shit crazy. He goes, "I'm a doctor. I help people," as he's blowing the guy's face off, which I thought was really cool, man. Like they just do the blow his face off, then he screams. So I thought that was kind of cool. I added that. In the meantime, it actually kind of gave us a visual of the what's the thing called that they use against him, JJ, the Jedi, where it gives them the bad dreams and stuff. What's the
leveler?
The leveler. It kind of gives us like
leveler.
How they're containing the leveler. In this one, what's it? It's not all. What is it? Utter sound again. He actually opened a small hatch, and I'll show you in a minute. And then the character that pops up, that was like the nursemaid that with Geos and Emmerich used to, when they were little kids, kind of scared him, but also like told him this creepy ass lullaby. I don't know how. No wonder he has nightmares of it. But this is what it's supposed to look like when they're going into that like wasteland where they start to disintegrate and give up hope, which is kind of cool. I thought they did a great job of it. And then here, he just opened that little bit of it. So somehow, even with that small amount, the leveler can manifest its powers. I'm really intrigued with this thing. I mean, at least they're getting more detailed on how it's going. I don't know what you thought about it, JJ, but
yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
I want to see how it ends. They got one issue left.
Yeah.
So
because he did say all I had to do was open up the peephole, and like this is what it's already throwing Emmerich into like a state of shock. And then we get Arthibald fall back with his stick. He's gonna kill the little mousy or whatever the Fane Burial. Instead, he gets an arm chopped off. So it's a Star Wars comic when you get an arm chopped off. There we go.
Yep.
That's great. Check mark. There we go. One of my favorite series. What else happens in this one? Oh, yeah. And then, of course, this is the part that I'm going to have a problem with in the Mando series, Mando Season 3, Episode 1. As she picks up the lightsaber and starts to use it to cut off the hand without it getting too heavy, the door ends up being shut. Get a little bit into that. And then they fast forward it pretty much, or like the time ends right as we see, what was the novel we just reviewed? What was the novel we reviewed last week? JJ?
Fallen Star.
Or something.
Yeah, Fallen Star.
Fallen Star occur because you see the one part, you see the blow up of the space station. So that's where they're picking the time back up. So that will be right at the end of the novel as the space station is falling apart. Starlight Beacon. Once again, great book. Thought it was great. I'm not sure any of the appearances in here even Bessar is going to be worth anything, but definitely considering the cake adventure of last week, this was actually written well and there's a good storyline and it actually advanced the story. So it's pretty darn good. Next week, we've got Crimson Dawn and the 53 covers. We will tell you this, that people are already the connecting covers, which is something we commented on round one, how we love these already about the Knights of Renge, and it was going to be all of them. People have caught on to that. So if you haven't pre-ordered your connecting cover by Raza, I would suggest you probably do it before Wednesday or reserve it. That might be something that is in short order. Or
is that one on the one on the left?
Right.
Is
the one on the left's a card
with
one. That's a variant.
One with I forget the name of the game.
Sabak.
Yeah, the one with is that a incentive or is that the A?
That's an incentive. There's a Sabak incentive for.
Okay, so they're same artist probably that did the Sabak 1 in 25 for number 1. I'm
Agreed.
assuming.
Yes,
probably.
It's a running theme, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think all these are kind of running themes. I just know that from the word on the street is that the Raza. Am I saying it right? Raza.
I think so.
Yeah, Raza, which is the red one, the red and black cover.
No, well, you're saying the other one wrong because it's Ray Shakul, but
whatever. Well, I'm saying it right for Star Wars. That's
Come
all
on, we just had this conversation with Corbin.
Very good. Either way, that one's going to be a little bit of a hot item to get a hold of. Not saying that the price is going to be hot. I'm just saying that it might be just thin out because I think people are connecting it and they really like it. Also, next week we finally get the this stupid thing. The Legacy book. The Legacy book's got a bunch of covers too, a bunch of variants. They're doing the movie variant with the new. We've read most of this. If I were to have read this entire book, I'll tell you, I think I'm going to have the similar commentary that I had to the fucking cookbook last week. About this one. It is a shit book, but there's going to be tons of appearances, so people are going to go crazy on this. For all you haters that hated the hotel stay thing, yeah, for all you people that hated that, guess what? You didn't have to pay $6,000 because they're literally going to take you through that shit right now. I mean, that's literally this story is based literally on a character going through the whole cosplay adventure on that fucking hotel cosplay.
Yeah, first appearance of the concierge at the hotel down in Disney.
Crimson Reign story is going to be okay. If you like the one before, it's going to be okay.
As long as they don't ruin it in the next 3 issues, it'll be fine.
Yeah, no, which they will. I love Charles Shadow. However, every time I read it, it makes me angry how badly. Yeah, they did ruin Ty York. Ty York should have been a TPB, and then when she passed away, I think we would have been all right. So, Anakin smoked. Yes, Anakin does smoke. He's on fire. Next. Oh, so this. Yeah, I mean, you're also gonna get what's his name on the cover, the Nile character apparently twice, which I don't know why he's showing up on this. I guess it's gonna be stupid. You do get I thought this was interesting that you're gonna get a on one of the variants, probably my favorite variant out of all of it. You're gonna get a Pol Koon on it, which is weird to see him on a cover. He's only been on like one other cover, but it's weird just to see. Like, I don't know why he's gonna be here. I know that they show a flashback into Anakin. Wait, can we give that away? Did they give previews of this book? Can I say what's in this book, or
they did.
I read it?
And yes, Anakin's in the preview.
Yeah, Anakin and Asajj Ventress is in the previews, just so you know. I don't know what else I can give away though. Oh, this character too, Crimson Jack. So Crimson Jack from number 7 from the original Star Wars show, fucking pirate, is showing up in this book too, just so you know. So, he is a space pirate,
professional wrestler from the 80s.
He is that too. So if you're wondering why number 7 all of a sudden probably gets a spike jump next week, it's because this character shows up, but I have a feeling it'll fall back down. I mean, those first 10 are kind of in high grade are already kind of getting expensive at this point. You know, at least $20 or whatever. But
fast, he doesn't wear pants.
I wish I could
leg gains and back hair. That's what these space pirates have.
Does he have JJ? Do you remember if he has pants on in the new one? They kind of cut him off right around the Midwest.
Oh gosh, I don't remember now. It was he's the one you saw in the preview of. He's only a hologram.
Okay, in the hologram. Okay,
I don't know.
Yeah. So you'll also see that character, like all the bad things that they were saying, like the captain of the ship, the the actual alien species. She's there. All the things that you saw that people were poo-pooing. Let's see how much they poo-poo them on next week, because I'm betting they're going to rave about how great this book is. It's not good. But whatever. We'll see. Good luck with that one. Also next week, we really quickly move into the High Republic, which I like that they're pacing this back up. We're going to end up seeing what happens to D. If I was a betting man, I'd bet that she gets put into prison and she doesn't die next week, like they were acting like she's going to. But at least we get the conclusion of that. I'd pick this book up if I were you. And for FOC, we've got the last issue 13 of Adventure High Republic. The A cover is kind of cool. The B covers is something. It's the RI something. They've all been a little bit of something lately.
Was there going back to D real quick? Was there something released, or did I flat out dream it? That there was a sketch or something released where she possibly loses one of her.
She lost her arm, and you see it right here. She lost her arm.
No. One of her. I can't think what her head.
Oh,
her fins.
Originally, in one of the sketch arts for what she was supposed to look like, she had lost. She didn't have one, but that obviously isn't the case when we actually saw her.
Okay,
I mean, she might still lose it.
I thought maybe Chris cut one off.
Not as of yet, currently, but. I'm not going to talk
at the end of the last episode or that last issue. She was getting ready to swing down, right?
I agree. Once again, I'm not going to. We don't talk about.
I'm speculating. I don't know.
We don't talk about Bruno, man.
No. I'm just saying. It's gonna be a good book. I think it's good, but yes, I think there was some art originally that had her with missing one piece. Okay, FOC. We've got our last High Republic. This should be a good book to get. It'll finish it up. But it could be crap too, because they could have just jammed all the rest of the shit they had planned out for a year and a half into 13, because we do know that IDW is losing the adventure property, unfortunately. However, it shouldn't be too bad, because they're going to still... Oh, one more point of interest. Speaking of that, it's also FOC for the Star Wars High Republic Adventures Trade Paperback Volume 2 for all you trade paperback fans. They, on the same day, are releasing the FOC for 13. They're releasing the trade paperback for volume 2. Understand? Okay, very good. And also, we've got...
That's it. We're out.
Yeah, also Star Wars. And next week in Star Wars, Jed, how hot is this Sprouse cover going to be?
I mean, I don't understand. Right? Do you guys...
I have some.
Why?
Well, what's funny is we saw this cover. We saw this cover before we actually saw the Mando cover. Like, they actually had this one up early, which is interesting that they wouldn't have promoted the Mando cover. We do know, thank you, Dom, and some friends that we're not going to tell you where they're at, but they some of the orders, all the orders so far that we know about, and it's currently over a couple thousand of the Mandalorian Sprouse cover. The first one has already been fulfilled. Just to let you know. So, but this one, on the other hand, is probably going back to the irrelevance of Sprouse. But our friend Steve Horn has a very good theory on these Sprouse covers. There should be only 5 left out of that, and I think we were talking about pre, so I guess we'll share it with everybody. It could be interesting, some of these going forward, because it goes chronologically. And that would mean that there's going to be a Fennec Shan cover. That means that there's going to be a Bad Batch with or without Omega cover. And then our friend JJ wants to quickly point out, if that is the case, then there's also going to be a what, JJ? You're muted.
Visions cover.
Visions cover. So make sure in chronological order, you guys order a couple extra of those Vision covers and send them to Jedi Johnson. That's Jedi Johnson in Hawaii, Honolulu, Hawaii. There you go, Jedi. Star Wars has got some cool covers. We got a little bit. Oh, I didn't put the rest of the Star Wars covers up, so I guess we're going to skip that for this. Oh no, these are the Star Wars covers for 21.
There we go.
There we go. We also get this. We also get, what's his name? Brando, the dude that was on the that worked for Jabba the Hutt, was on the sand barge ship, but not the real barge. He was on like the half one, the one that they were going to send Solo into the pit with, right?
The one with the plank.
Yeah, the plank one. Yeah, the smaller version of it. Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm gonna give him for next year for his Christmas gift is the I mean, look, I'm not saying that's 100% confirmed. I'm just saying, Steve Horn, My Bargain Comics, is a brilliant man, and sometimes when we talk, it makes a lot of sense. We just didn't want to say anything. We were kind of waiting until this cover came out, because if so, then it is going in chronological order. And we do know that after this cover, I think, is the FOCs are coming up, but like
Yeah.
a couple it's going to be done. So, all right. I like the Vader helmet cover. Which is this for? I don't know.
That was a couple slides back.
Oh, excellent. And what else do we have? First cover art of Nibs and Zatar. Yeah, I mean, if that's a thing for you, collect first cover art of characters. Is it the first of Zatar? Maybe. I don't know. His first appearance doesn't move any needles, so I'm not quite sure how much his. But if you collect everything, you should have had it on your list anyway, so you'll have it. What about Jolie? What is that question about? I don't know what that question is for. Is that Mad Eye movie?
I mean, ideally, when they show Fennec, she'll also be in the book, but I mean, that would be ideal.
That's not what they're going to do.
I know.
Cover.
Eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I know this is kind of like a thing. I was kind of talking about it earlier, like how much comics have changed now because like these stupid people collect differently, I guess. And I mean, I know some people find this relevant, but
wasn't Jolie or Jolly? Wasn't that a character in that issue 7 with Crimson Jack? Was there a character in there?
There's a lot of characters. There's the what's up, JJ?
The only Jolie I know is Knights of the Old Republic.
No, I think there's no. I think it's 7. No, I think Jolie was also the name of the woman pirate that was with in the original one with Crimson Jack.
Yeah,
this chick that followed me around all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. What about Jo? I did not see her. If I read the book, I didn't see her there. She definitely wasn't in the preview page. So if there was, I would have probably mentioned it. All right. That should be it for comic reviews. Excellent. That is it for comic reviews. Oh, God.
I just got the connection that they named one of the pirates Jolly, like Jolly Roger.
Yeah, they don't stretch.
She doesn't have pants on either, by the way. She didn't have pants on either.
Didn't reach on that one.
No, not at all. All right, here we go. Now adding to the stream, Dom's brought toys back because we got some great Legos. By the way, they lowered the price. If you could still find them, the other ones, these build outs used to be like $75. I think they're all around the $50 mark now. So, I don't know what these are going to be, but all right. So what do we got, Dom?
All right, so Lego has brought out more helmets for the helmet collection. The Luke Skywalker, what is it? A Luke Skywalker helmet that came out for the X-Wing pilot version, and the Mando. Now, Mando definitely I'll probably pick up, but yeah, that's the next wave of helmets that they're doing.
The Mando looks really good. I think the Luke looks more like Anakin's pod racing helmet.
It does, yeah.
If you guys are big into these, there's actually a build you can find it online. They sell it online to do a Fennec Shan also, which is kind of cool. It's not by Lego, but it's like one of those Lego clubs created a Fennec Shan build. Which I've seen.
You also have a Django too. They get a Django.
Yeah, but the Fennec looks dope. The Fennec just came out. All right, here we go.
All right, so Funko was getting together with the Make-A-Wish Foundation to make a couple of exclusives. All the proceeds go to Make-A-Wish Foundation, what they sell. They have a Stormtrooper and BB-8. The BB-8 is actually an exclusive for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and the Stormtrooper is actually a GameStop exclusive. So if it'd be a good cause, you pick them up. They actually definitely help a lot of young individuals. Now this dropped, and I definitely like it. Costa Reeves and Axe Wolves. Hot toy.
Nice.
It took a while because they needed the likeness for Sasha Banks, her character, because the WWE owns the license of a likeness, so they had to go through that to get her look. And it looks pretty damn badass. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like a character.
Probably what, 200, 250 for what? For
270. 270. And Axe Wolves. What?
How do they own the likeness of a person?
Well, the whole thing is it goes back to Batista, for Guardians of the Galaxy. They couldn't do a figure of him because the WWE owned his likeness. It's just licenses, man. That's basically when you do something, it's crazy. There's like so many different
Yeah, be like action figure licensed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Costa Reeves looks just like her. It looks pretty really like badass. And then of course the Axe Wolves no face likeness because I guess they didn't get the likeness for his face. Yeah, to show it. Maybe before it drops, this is the prototype. They might get the likeness down the road, but who knows? But these are the next big waves of Hot Toy, the Mando collection. Now this dropped. They just dropped it surprisingly. And the bad thing was it was a Target exclusive. And another bad thing is when this thing dropped at 1 o'clock, it didn't go up. And when it did, it sold out. So people were complaining. And then throughout the day, they wound up putting it back up and it actually went up for pre-order and people got it. I got 2 of them.
Oh, nice.
So, but a lot of people were pissed off and mad because Target and Walmart suck. They really do when it comes to their pre-orders.
Now,
And
Dom,
they're
does this come with a Bacta tank?
Not yet. Not yet. I think Funko's going to do that one first. But it comes with a helmet, his pistol backpack, and actually they came out with a $26 price range, almost $27 for this. And it's the vintage line. It's not even the Black Series. And what happened was they corrected the price $20, but it's still somewhat like a deluxe. It's kind of like the new Mando that came out with the spiders from the planet with Grogu and the snow spiders. So,
Does it come with money that he pays for mod gangs on Vespas?
yeah. He also it comes with a Build-A-Figure Power Rangers. If you
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, yeah, close, huh? All right. That's kind of good.
And then if you're the fig pins, this is the next wave of fig pins that are coming out with Mando with Grogu and Mando in the driver, the stormtrooper driver. What is it? I forgot the name of the. Anyway, in the stormtrooper outfit.
The most shameful moment of his life, they decided to make a fig pin of it when he takes his helmet off.
Well, the fig pin is actually limited to 1,000 pieces. The one without his helmet. So that one is actually still up, but it'll probably sell out limited to 1,000 pieces, and the rest are all just regular commons.
And then the guy next to him is that Lork Scudwalker.
Yeah.
Close,
And-
it's like the Walmart Star Wars characters.
No, that's old. That's it. That was the.
Oh, sorry.
That was from. That's from a couple
I
years ago.
messed up. My bad,
Oh,
my
that's
bad.
awesome. Good, that black bust. That
Yeah,
was,
that
that looked
actually
pretty
Boba
dope.
Fett from the comic book. From
That looks good.
Water Bounty Hunters. That was limited to 1,000 pieces. Gentle Giant.
Sweet stuff. I could have sworn they had a Costa Reeves Black Series figure, though.
They do.
They do.
I got it next to me.
Isn't her face on that?
Yeah.
Yep.
It just might have taken more time for Hot Toys to get it.
Yeah. Hot Toys has to get licenses too.
Yeah.
Do we need to talk about this, Marco?
Yeah, I'm confused. Usually it's not. Yeah, you're the lawyer. How does this work, Sam, with faces? And
So everybody owns their own likeness, but when you go into a business with the WWE, they get a contract for exclusive toy rides and just derivative of your likeness. You're giving them the exclusive rights to that by signing up with the WWE. So it's not that she doesn't own it; it's that she gave exclusive rights to WWE.
Wouldn't that be for the likeness of the boss, not for Costa Reeves?
Her face.
It's her face. She gave
I understand.
license for her face.
Even of the character, right? But it's two different characters. So like,
But you think
No,
too,
no.
like with the hair
Sasha
being
Banks.
different.
No, what happens is that the WWE gets the likeness, and they can make the toys and whatever likenesses of her from WWE. So Hot Toy has to go to WWE and make a contract with them to get her likeness because she even though she's a different character in the WWE, her likeness
I understand
is
the part.
exclusive to WWE.
Sam, but wouldn't that make like then you never anybody who you'd only be in one? Like, why would any company go out and use a character for another character?
Because the WWE is very popular, and the reason why you buy a likeness or you buy a license for an existing IP is because you have instant marketability. And Sasha Banks is very marketable, and so
Sure.
the toy
you don't
people
think
have to
she'll
say,
throw
well, is it worth it to to go out and pay for this license, and then they dump their cost into the price of the toy. And so, like Dom said, it's selling for $270, which is higher than you might have otherwise without that license fee.
Everybody's missing the obvious solution.
Don't go to
If she kept her helmet on the whole time, she'd be a real Mandalorian, and they wouldn't have the action figure problem.
Which is also what I'm saying. Like,
out.
why would you just do that? Like, I mean, I get it, but like some of these, like for something like that, where it's so many of these people leave that type of thing, like a springboard thing, like typically. You know,
well, look, even when Batista left the WWE, they still owned his likeness, and that's why they had a problem. Hot Toy had a problem making the Batista figure because the licenses still stayed with the WWE.
But you would think that, like, what is that? You change it 20% and you're like in the clear. So like if you're putting the different kind of paint on there and it's a different, right? And like her hair, I would feel like is what she's kind of known for. If you're changing that up.
You don't think you could fight that on a characteristical point? Like it's a different character. They're not actually doing Sasha Banks. They're actually printing off.
But it's selling. You show her likeness on a Star Wars figure.
No, hold on, Dom. On a technical question, we should probably take this offline. I guess people might find this boring. I just on a technical aspect, couldn't you sell it as not as Sasha Banks, but couldn't you sell it as because they're selling the character of
Sure. So look at how Marvel has gotten around that. Is they have changed the likeness of Drax in their video games, so it doesn't look like Batista. It looks like some generic person, but it gives you this kind of creepy vibe, this knockoff vibe that you're not getting the connection with that character as portrayed in the movies.
We're having somebody educate you on stuff. Listen up here, buddy. Anybody else give you this? No, you're just gonna watch us talk about rumors and shit instead of giving you an education in law. Very good, Sam. I appreciate that. I guess the chat's getting rowdy here.
Well, it's just a mix of legal and business questions. Yeah.
So don't sell away your likeness because you should make that extra 2% instead of Vince McMahon. All right. Yeah. Have another Yingling. All right, let's go. What do we have up next? We went through news already. Yeah, and we went through. Hey, we're on a fast pace.
Felt like I was watching C-SPAN there for about 5 minutes.
Stop it!
Come now.
Old dog, it's never too late to learn new tricks. Okay, let's get into what they came for. The Book of Fett Easter egg / talkathon / I don't think people are gonna be that. I don't know what everybody else thought about this, but I don't think it's gonna be like last week where we were kind of the last 2 weeks, as a matter of fact. I think it's gonna be a little bit more positive because, as you know, it was not really the Book of Fett, and we don't rank this on the series. We only rank this on the episode. And to say that the episode was good. Yes, we do. We'll rank the whole series at the end, and then we can give the zero to the episode because the episode. But as far as this goes, I don't think or the series, but I think this episode was good. I have some problems with it because it uses some of the same cheap tropes that I hate, like a race through fucking the pod racing Tatooine or fucking stupid. But it was really cool to see what they did with Mando, and they actually answered a bunch of questions and added some new areas of theory crafting. Gave us a couple cool Easter eggs, I think, for like the diehards that are pretty cool. I saw this in the beginning. Did anybody else think we were gonna get a fucking Boba Fett Rocky montage? Like he's gonna work off the fat by beating up fucking I first saw that, I was like,
we might still get that. Don't jinx it.
I was like, if John fucking has this asshole in there like Rocky beating up fucking slabs of meat, I'm done. I'm gonna shut it off today. So I was kind of glad that we didn't get that. It was good to see Mando back. I think really kind of like I was talking about the comic book. Like this is what they're doing good with Star Wars. Stop touching the old stuff.
Do you know what
What's that?
Do you know what the meat was?
Tauntaun.
Was it tauntaun?
Tauntauns.
Oh yeah.
4 tauntauns.
Yeah. But like stop going and even though they did it in this episode a little bit and they should get away from it, they should know that like when you actually introduce this new stuff like Mando, just do that. It gets better. Stop touching like you screwed. I mean, it's called Book of Fett. You fucked Book of Fett up. I mean, you fucked Bubba up. Boba. But like here, you've done a great job. So they bring him back. He comes in and he's on doing what he should be doing, a bounty. Those are actually not though. Those are actually deer hides that they have in there. So, but Tauntaun works. Okay.
Well,
Well, they're supposed to be
Tauntauns don't actually exist, so they couldn't actually.
Exactly.
Star Wars.
Yes. They didn't find an actual Tauntaun. to butcher.
You know they're not real Tauntauns because there's no Jedi inside.
Yeah, I mean, there's no Luke Skywalker inside. So they come out, they have their little chat down. I thought this was all shot very well. Howard, like we thought, Bruce Howard was getting tested out to see if she could do all of Mandalorian.
Bruce.
Yeah, by Bruce you mean Bryce, right? Bryce Dallas Howard. Bruce San Antonio Hard.
Hey, do you want to call your Opie's daughter? Because I got away from that. So at least I'm calling her by her last name. So Howard did a great job shooting this. Will everybody agree?
Yes.
The lines of writing were still a little off, but
Mostly.
Yeah, I mean, I think she did a great job. I think the mistakes once again occurred with writing. So I think she did a great job directing it. It was great, and there's lots of hope for season 4 of Mandalorian since we had a one shot at season 3 here. JJ was to say I can't read it on the screen, so you're gonna have to read this one for me.
Is this gang connected?
Go ahead.
To the Klatooinians on Tatooine that we saw in the meeting.
Very well, maybe. Very well, maybe. I like the back and forth between them. Whoever the actor was in this did a good job. I don't know, but John's still trying to write his mobster movie, I guess. We got the Blacksaber coming out. I think I have a difference of opinion on some of this. I don't like that they changed it so
It'll
much.
come up later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later, but it was cool to see it again. Once again, she shot a lot of good action scenes. This is kind of stupid, but whatever.
So is this the first time we've ever seen someone actually cut themselves with their own light or dark saber in
live action
in a show?
Yeah. Yep. Almost lost a hand.
In live action, maybe.
Yeah. Would have been nice if he
There was,
severed
that,
off.
there was that famous shot where Luke almost pokes his eye out with it.
Oh,
You're saying this was my dad's saber?
Yeah. Right in his eye. Even though he's dead already, we decided to cut him in half and then decide to cut his head off.
you brought him in cold.
I know, but we cut him in half and then cut his whatever.
Look, Marco, we just saw in that scene that he's not very good with his aim holding that saber.
Yeah.
Got his leg.
Oh, he was going for the head twice.
The
and he
saber's
missed.
Going for the head. He missed because it's
Okay.
kind of heavy.
You know what I
The
found
saber was
interesting?
probably pretty
The
heavy
fact
by
that-
then.
Yeah, except for
I found it interesting that we got the barbaric side of Mando more in like 5 minutes than we have in like 4 episodes of Boba Fett.
yeah, I mean they definitely were crapping out a lot of stuff here again. And there we go. We
Boba would
started-
have offered him a job.
Probably would have. I did like the space station. I thought it was beautiful. They did a great job. Does this say next surprise is Master Chief is showing up?
Yeah. Welcome to Elysium.
It's Halo.
Welcome to Halo.
And that preview actually was awesome too. I saw it today.
Yeah, preview is awesome. I thought this was done very well. Once again, stuff I love about Star Wars. They took us to someplace new, like actual new, not like, hey, this is Tatooine Light, or this is the third time we're going to see Hoth. We're just not going to call it Hoth, or like Prime, and the same thing as Coruscant. We're just going to blow it
Jakku
up.
is completely different than Tatooine.
Yeah, no.
The sand. Sand was different.
But yeah, I mean, I thought this was really
In
cool.
Navarro, come on, it's just a completely different place.
I know. Okay, so but this was actually completely different, which was really cool. I thought they did a great job of it.
They
Yes,
didn't
there's
give it a name though.
It's a 1313.
They just called it the Ring World.
Ring World.
Over and
Yeah, that's fine. They'll come up with a backstory before this, and I'll read it, which I enjoy. I mean, that's what I kind of like about Star Wars, right? New stuff, do better things. So this was kind of cool. What do you got here? Isn't this I thought this was from the Sim City thing. No, this isn't Sim City. This is from These Real Bad Cantina.
I don't know, the dancing. The dancing reminded me of like the bad dancing in Kotar when you're in the canteen.
Yeah,
Doing the really like slow, weird moves.
you're right. Where it started getting jittery. I thought it was kind of cool. The elevator scene was also really great that she shot, where they had the guy look over, look at the head, look up, and then like look back. It was very uncomfortable, and I thought she did a great job of shooting that. I think that was more of a shooting issue than it was a writing issue. Either way, next up we've got Sims-like. It is very Sims-like. What's up, Dwayne Scott? So this species right here, this is an Ishai Tib. There's a couple famous Ishai Tibs. but they're supposed to be green skin, not blue. So that kind of threw me off for a little bit. Most of them, almost all of them that we've seen so far have had some dealings in the underworld. There's one that works for Jen's favorite, the Onaka gang. There is 2 that worked for Boba Fett, I believe. There's another one that worked for the what's his name? Sidon, the Crimson Crusader, the Bloody Buccaneer. There's one that worked for them, and then there's another famous one too that actually was kind of like the Han Solo type, whatever, a smuggler, and he ended up saving Princess Leia at one point against the Empire. I'm not quite sure this is any of them, but they are kind of cool characters, and it's good to see that they're bringing in just like regular story characters here too. Is it important? Probably not. Well, that's one might be. I don't know though. I mean, if you're making that big of a head for a costume, they seem to like how fucking many times do we have to see the Banton? You know what I mean? You fucking make it. It's expensive. You're gonna keep doing it. So we'll probably see it again. Please sit down. I have another job for you. I thought the lines did pretty well here. It's interesting that they had different amount of people. The food was good. Everything was great there. That did you have something on this? What does it say in the red? I can't see any of this stuff.
I have to wait until season 3.
Yeah. Well, don't you mean season 4? Because it's season 3. All right. Mando's vision, really.
Oh, this is the teaser.
They call it Mando Vision. If you listen to the audio description, it says he turns on Mando Vision.
Nice. Mando Vision, and we get
literally called it a Mando Vision.
Well, we get 2 different ones. Would you like to say what they are?
So the glyph on the bottom right is a mythosaur skull, and I don't know. Is the other one? What's the other one? Armor.
It's not a planet. This is actually a space station, Wayseeker. Yeah, it's part of the armor. It's the cross guard
like helmet.
That's the
Yeah,
cross
it
guard.
looks like the face mask of a helmet. Like
the cross guard of the helmet. Actually, it looks a lot like Jodacast's helmet when you take it out and put it there. Oh, here you go. You added Jodacast in there, so I didn't have to. All right. So we've been talking about this in season 1. We think that the armor's Jodacast, and they might have given us a couple more clues. Rookcast, sorry. Rookcast. Yeah. Rookcast. Who was the side? She was a lot with the Death Watch. You got to see her originally in. Why am I farting?
Son of Dathomir.
Before that, in the comics, it was in the
Son of Dathomir.
Son of Dathomir comic, yeah, because she was the right hand to Az Vizsla. She actually saved Darth Maul at one point too. We did a video a long time ago about that. You can go check it out on that other channel. It's probably still up there if you want to find out more detail on her. But she put in some very interesting details here, talking about how her set was on pretty much the moon of Concordia. Do we need to talk about the setup? What's your next image here? Should we talk about the setup of Mandalorian space? Okay. Do you talk about Mandalorian space?
No, it comes up in the review.
It does come up in the review?
Yep.
All right, cool. There's only 3 left, so the 3 left would be this. By the way, this character, they said it was John's voice in it, but it's actually, from what I hear, they brought back the character from Rebels that played, or from Clone Wars that played pre-Vizsla. And he's supposed to be not only in the costume, but it was supposed to be him. I listened back like 3 or 4 times. It's kind of hard because they have it muffled, so I don't know for sure.
Vizsla in the Clone Wars cartoon was voiced by Jon Favreau.
For some reason, they said this guy was played by the same character, so I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, if it was Jon Favreau, it would make sense.
I go. Well, no, Tata something was in this costume. It's not Jon Favreau in the actual costume. So
it was voiced by Jon Favreau then.
Yeah, sure. It's irrelevant to this. I'm just saying that was played by somebody else in here, so I don't know what they're doing anymore with these things. I think they're going to have. Well, what my point is, I think they're going to have him come back more often now because they actually have it not played by Jon Favreau, whereas Jon Favreau was probably just a one shot. Next up, we've got. So there's 3 left. It's him. He's still alive. So is Mando. They have their little battle, and we've got Rookcast in it. Well, it's down to 2. He made a comment about this, which is made out of different metal. I think we got the breeding thing on it. I guess it's kind of cool, but they gave a little bit of that.
Found out Beskar he's never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
It's Beskar. The whole hilt is Beskar, which is good. Which is the first time I heard about that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. She gives us the story of the curse, which we kind of knew already. Had a lot to do. But I think this has really showed that it was kind of one-sided, right? This really shows us where the separation of the sex are. Maybe gives us kind of like a look that, because if you remember the Death Watch, they really had a difference of opinion compared to the new Mandalorians and even after the new Mandalorians, the regular way of the Mandalorians that ended up taking over. And when she starts asking about Bo, she starts talking about the quote unquote curse and the resurrection of the 1 in 20, which that first story we've heard before, the second story kind of, but I think they really showed, including going on, that there is that schism where like they're telling Mando that all this stuff is the way of the Mandalorians. They even say that he's not a Mandalorian anymore, but that's not necessarily true. Are we gonna get into that later, JJ? Is that what we're doing?
They've had,
Go ahead.
It comes up a little bit later, but they've had several civil wars too. The Mandalorians have. They fought amongst themselves constantly.
So they put back the little armor thing they're going to break down. She also mentioned that was kind of weird too. The spear can break the armor, but we've technically seen bullet shots break the armor before, because wasn't it Gar Saxon who took a blaster shot to the chest?
I don't think Gar Saxon had Beskar. So many armor, a lot of Beskar was given to certain individuals. So that's why they explained that story.
Well, when Sabine Wren said that the armor was handed down from generation to generation through the old houses, and Gar Saxon got his handed down, so
and I kind of think that the armor makes up a lot of the crap she's telling them.
Yeah, I think she makes up a lot.
No one's ever had a Beskar weapon. So you're telling me in the history of all Mandalore, nobody had a Beskar weapon? Like,
really? That's kind of what I think I was trying to get at. It's like, once again, we're showing the points where she is kind of like, her revisionist history and her story may not be, we've kind of been saying this from the beginning, it may not be the whole story of him, especially we've seen it because like some people who have just started watching this don't realize you can take off your helmet. That doesn't make you non-Mandalorian. And also some of the stuff she said about Bo-Katan, you have to take it from her point of view as somebody from the Death Watch, or now they've changed their name from the Death Watch to the, This Is the Way Sec or whatever they want to call themselves.
I actually think next season of Mando is going to be based. You'll see more of the armor and more of her backstory, which hopefully it turns out to what it is.
We'll see. But do you think she was saying a lot of this stuff to egg Paz Vizsla on? Do you think
she was, because she was
just saying it? What she was saying, just to kind of get him going.
If she's fast, she loves House Vizsla, and she wants House Vizsla to take back over.
He was thirsty for that blade.
Yeah,
he showed it.
And when she got
he's like staring down.
And when she got him to stop fighting for it too, it just so happened that she got him to stop fighting for it, and then was like, "Hey, by the way,
now all of a sudden I'm going to ask you. By the way,
I'm going to ask you who hasn't taken their helmet off. Okay, I'm going to eject you, so now you can be an enemy, and we can train them up." Furthermore, when she's talking about the waters and the mines, as you know, as some of us might know, that the mines were actually on the moon of Concordia, which is actually the moon that goes around Mandalore. Are we going through all this later or no?
Yeah, you gotta read these slides first.
Yeah, we gotta get through the slides. Okay.
We gotta get through the slides. You just gotta look at them.
Wait, go back one. No, go back one. I want to talk about that one.
Okay, go ahead.
So this came up as something she said that I don't know that a lot of people caught, and I don't know, Dom specifically, it was kind of one of your prediction things, and I don't know if you caught this either. Nope. So it says the songs of eons past foretold the mythosaur rising up to herald in the new age of Mandalore, and sadly, it only exists in legends.
Mm-hmm.
Legends meaning.
I'll get to that, and there's another slide that explains what that means.
Yeah, sure.
Animated Christmas specials.
So he breaks down. He breaks down the spear, and originally he says he wants it for a youngling, and then they were going to make the armor out of it. When they asked for something special out of it, and here's an interesting point. Go ahead. JJ, I think this is your point about the mythosaur.
Right. So the mythosaurs are extinct, and they're animals of legend. But who has mythosaur symbols on them that we know of? There's two people. One's Boba Fett. One's Grogu.
Yeah, but
Grogu's got a medallion. Boba Fett's got it on a shoulder belt.
Boba Fett had it for the longest time. Grogu got it by Mando handing it to him. Remember, Boba Fett had it longer.
What does that have to do with anything? Grogu. He also made hey, Grogu love, bro. Yeah, so like when we were looking at the rings, I know some people thought that they were making him like chainmail. I don't know. I was like making fun of it, saying it was a love bracelet. And then when we were talking about the mythosaur, because the mythosaur thing that is pretty interesting is that first off, why does he even have the pendant of it? Number two, why is it going back and forth? And third, we all know at this point, Mando has the stupidest fucking starship. So
I still think it's a mithril vet, like a shirt. It's a chainmail shirt he got him.
Either way, I think they're going to do it
So
like this. Just
What
like
happened to the rest of the sphere, though?
So the prophecy thing. So if you ever watch like fantasy shows like Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, like the fandom is huge on theory crafting and prophecy with those things. So I kind of almost wonder if that's kind of what they're going for with that statement. Because in Game of Thrones, it came from the same thing. It was one line in the first season by one character, and it became, and of course it was in the books too, but it became something that people crafted on. Maybe. I kid you not, for 6 seasons of this show. And at the end of it, like they would have these big watch parties in bars and stuff for Game of Thrones. And like, you think people were cheering like it was a championship basketball game when the theory became true. Like, people went nuts. It was crazy. So if they play that long game with something like this,
I think that's what I think this is like a lot of what's been happening, unfortunately, with Star Wars too. The society is no longer caring if the show's good or not. They just care if like the rumors on Reddit and stuff are getting true, which is unfortunate because this is how you ruin Boba Fett.
Well, you can also force things in like a Goonies knife that gives you the location of.
Agreed. You can do that too.
Oh, look, we stand here.
Hey, they're calling for it, so they're doing it. There we go. Back there. But obviously, like that's part of Mandalore. You know, that's part of. I know Dom really trying to save the Book of Fett by saying that Boba Fett's going to somehow grab the dark saber, even though he's not going to beat it. He's just going to get handed to him, and then go up and save Mandalore. But there's realistically like 2 episodes left.
All right, can I say something really quick?
Yep, go ahead.
In the 2 episodes, look, the whole prophecy about the great beast. So there may not be a big great beast, but there is a rancor that he is going to ride. When he rides the rancor, Mando is going to see that the great beast. He is going to be the leader of Mandalore.
What prophecy about the great beast?
You know, you got to look at it this way: they're leading to something. You wouldn't have.
Of course, they're leading to something.
You wouldn't have Boba
We've been
Fett.
saying that for a while. We actually say they're leading to take back over Mandalore.
But you wouldn't have Boba Fett saying he wants to ride the rancor, and I rode beast.
You do when you want to sell toys.
Yeah,
I know, but the prophecy is that it's leading to Boba Fett being the new Mandalore the Great. That's what's going to happen.
You're just hoping he's going to be Mandalore the Great because he's your favorite character. But I don't think that's their long-term goal.
Hey, Darth Lopez, he might be Mandalore, but I'm not sure he's going to be Mandalore the Great.
I think this episode lended credence a little bit to what you're saying, Dom, but I think you're thinking of it for all the wrong reasons. I don't think it has anything to do with him riding rancors or anything like that. It's more from the fact of the dots they're connecting are more from the fact
there's
of,
something else there's something else
symbology behind it.
I think there's something else that we're missing out too, and I'll give it to you in a little bit after we go over. I mean, I still think that they're gonna somehow it's gonna be the myth of the Mandosaurus. Grogu's gonna help them with. He's gonna take the dark saber. Amando's gonna take the dark saber, put it into the planet, and then Grogu's gonna use the Force, and they're gonna get the water to go back, and then it's gonna regrow like Concord Dawn did. But either way, I mean that's what's gonna happen. So,
any chance it's a little helmet inside that bag that would fit his little head?
What's that?
Any chance it's a little helmet inside that bag that would fit his little head? Because he is a foundling.
He's a
This
foundling.
one barely fits me. So.
Well, so there's a link. There's a link with the foundling too, because if you recall, Jango Fett was the foundling too, and this is Concord. But the planet, there's also a planet. There's a planet with 3 moons that's close to this. In like the biggest 2 planets, obviously, are Mandalore, and the other one is Concordian Dawn. And on Concordian Dawn, that is where they found Jango Fett, who was a foundling at the time too. So there's a link between the founding there and through Boba Fett, which Don would probably be happy about. But once again,
eugenics, Joe. It helped Frank Thomas and included.
Oh, come on, man! Who put that up there?
I did.
Don't do that. Dom's gonna cry if you do that. All right. Yeah, I mean, so Concordian Dawn. I think this is something that people are. So you know that Concordian, the moon, is part of Mandalore. This actually was not glassed in the Thousand Tears or bombarded. This is actually where the Death Watch / This Is the Way characters ended up hiding on. There was mines here for a while. There's water that flows underneath this. The water that flows underneath it started to regrow the forests on top of the mines, and that's kind of part of the reason why it's high to get there. Chef, what's going on? Is that what you're bringing up the moon for, JJ?
Yeah. If if you keep going through the slides.
Oh, sorry. You can take the slides over at any point. There you go. Shit, there it is. There, exactly what I just said. Very good. Watch was their hideout. That was their hideout. Also, too, very interesting. And this is where I think the story part comes into it. She said that they were hiding on this planet where Death Watch was at one point. They had Paz or John or Tita or whoever it is. He was born on this planet. But like, she's also the one, if you're fighting a whole group, like, why would you be out here? You know, this is the notorious planet for where the Death Watch, like, they thought everybody's dead. They actually hid in the mines at one point here. And it kind of sounds like the Death Watch is like, yeah, you know, nobody followed, like, telling Mando that nobody followed Bo. And I don't think that's quite the truth, because there's a lot of people bowing down to her. But like, they definitely didn't. Like, they were definitely in their own sect, probably trying to reborn already. So I wonder if we're going to get some of that. Then we got the bombing, which is kind of cool to see the 1,000 Tears, right? Everybody enjoyed that? Did you guys enjoy
it? 10,000 Tears or something like that?
1,000, isn't it?
1,000?
1,000, yeah. 1,000.
The whole T2 robots.
That was kind of cool, too.
That was cool, man.
That was cool that they had the T2 robots and they actually put the others.
Yeah, it's like Dark Fate.
Droids.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That was kind of cool. Oh, there they are right there. JJ put them in there. There you go. I thought this was shot really good too, even though it was a take back. All right, here we go. Was the Knight of 1,000 not earning the Darksaber via combat? Was that because of Dark? I don't think it was. I think it was already coming after they.
Well, that's what I think that's what the armor was indicating with her story, was that
it was karma.
Because under Bo-Katan's rules, when the Knight of 1,000 Tears happened, it was because of the curse of the Darksaber when she didn't earn it by combat.
Does anybody here think that the armor set up Bo-Katan to lose the saber? And that maybe, just maybe, Moff Gideon didn't even win it through combat. He was given it by somebody. Did it cross anybody's mind?
I assume he.
Well, I didn't assume he actually took it from anybody.
Yeah.
Jen, what do you
he took it from someone, but not necessarily her.
Tom, go ahead. What do you think of that? Were you raising your hand, Tom?
No, I was just saying that probably she had something to do with it, because, you know, there's a lot of different sects with the Mandos, so there's a lot of fighting going on in between. So most likely, if the armorer turns out to be Rook Cass, it could be a possibility that she helped the Empire bombard Mandalore on purpose.
Do you remember she wasn't very loyal to any of this, and it did take a lot for her to bow. She was like the last one, if you remember Clone Wars.
I know, but she did bow to Maul big time, so she was a big Maul follower. So there's a lot of possibility of what can be, and we'll find out. I have a possibility, the Bo-Katan, that she's going to die, and the series is going to be her past. They're going to talk about the whole the 1,000 Tears. Like the series is going to be based on that.
What series? Mandalorian.
The Bo-Katan series.
We're not getting a Bo-Katan series.
That was in a fake.
Look, you guys aren't up to date with Dom and his holocron dates. He takes holocron out for dinner, schmoozes it, tells us sweet little things, and then the holocron spills all the beans.
Jen, do you think that Bo-Katan would have a shot of training Ding or Din Djing in the lightsabers? Do you think that could be an option? I know everybody's like, Luke Skywalker is going to train him 100% for whatever, but do you think there might be an outside option that it isn't, that it's Bo because of the back and forth that they've already had? Okay, that's a weird theory. Okay, good stuff.
Well, I don't remember it being hard to because it's been a little bit since I've.
No, you're right. This is something new that they added, because
like it being heavy.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Everybody who had it before. I know Darth Maul had used a lightsaber before, but even when Sabine Wren was training it, there wasn't a heaviness thing. It was actually that she was swinging around. She didn't know how to use it, and she could have burned herself, which I think.
Yeah.
It was the same thing with.
She mentioned it. Well, it'll come up.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna come up in the slide.
She mentioned it being heavy.
Yeah, but not like him, where it got heavier as it goes. I think there was
more like, even though he's bigger, he seemed to be like really. Is that because? I don't know. I just, when I watched it, it just felt weird. I was like, oh, it's like it's almost exaggerated. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
I think they over exaggerated a little bit too much, but I mean, whatever they're doing. I think,
Yeah, I mean, he was dragging it at a couple of points. Like,
yeah,
bring it up.
Yeah.
Why don't you turn it off? Turn it off. Maybe it
He
resets.
dragged it too. He couldn't pick it up.
I
He
think
had a
it was-
problem picking it up.
I think it was something they touched on before a little bit, and then I think here they purposely cranked it to 10
11. They not 10.
on the dial, so
They let
to
them
speak,
to 11.
to 11
It's
or
like a
whatever.
2, and they turned it up to 11.
You talk about it being Bo-Katan, and I almost wonder if it's not the person standing behind her in that picture that may be the one that shows up to train him.
Being Ren? Yeah, maybe. I just think they already. I mean,
Somebody's
they already
actually
know
used
one.
it before.
Right. Right. Yeah, and she was trained before. I think would be kind of
Because we don't know that Bo-Katan actually ever used it for anything.
You're right. Maybe she just used it as a symbolic piece, which the armor kind of hinted at. I mean, I think that's kind of like the biggest giveaway, and I kind of hope it does go that route. I hope they go more into like they have it turns into Mando being trained and looking for other sex. Like I hope he does get betrayed, and like he was. Does anybody think that he was stolen as a foundling? Maybe that it's revision from what we see. And maybe the Death Watch was out there stealing kids.
Well, so
stolen.
Exactly. Yeah. That was one of my things too. We talked about it a little bit, but like in this episode, they talk about, we'll rebuild our ranks, and we're only 3 now, but we're going to get more. Where are you going to get more from unless you steal children and teach them the ways of your weird cult?
Yep.
Yeah, and that they were saying,
right?
and honestly, they've never told him that they really had never told him about other cults, because when he ran into. He thought that Bo-Katan and them had stolen the armor when he ran into it. He didn't know there's other cults out there that take their helmets off and everything else. So like, I think it's like I said, I think the armor kind of like Dom was saying and JJ is like, there's more obviously story that has to come out there, but I don't think you need the armor to tell the whole story, right? Like we're obviously going to see her again, and we're going to see Paz, but like you can actually have him going out now instead of finding bounties, because you can't find bounties because you're in a fucking N1. You can actually go out and start finding different sects, which I think was a lot of the lead up in the telling from there. So, who's worthy? Is it who's worthy of it? So he's not worthy of it it's Thor's hammer. That's what he's referring to. At this point. Yeah, I thought too this Ren thing, and I'd have to go back and watch it. I thought Kanan was talking like it sings to you, kind of like the storyline that we've heard before about how lightsabers through the Force kind of, because if you make it yourself, it kind of sings to you. I didn't think it was like this, like because you don't.
Well, it comes up later, but she talked about it being heavy and hard to wield at one point, and he's like, you have to build a connection to it or a bond to it in order for it to before you can wield it. Which is also why he has to train with a stick for like 2 episodes.
Oh, there it is. So Pete thinks this is a full-on Renaissance festival making of chainmail.
Bilbo had one that you gave to Frodo. A mithril chainmail shirt makes a lot of sense for a little dude if you want to protect him.
Okay, what are the other guests that we have on this besides?
It could be a friendship bracelet like Joey gave Chandler, I guess.
I think it's a friendship bracelet. Then you're going to have the Mythosaurus chainlet hanging off of it. What are those things called?
It looks a lot like
charm,
interlinking chain. So
chain. It'd be a chain, but you put the piece, the pendant that Mando gave him.
Nah, he needs a sweeter chain than that. That's a little too
huge
small.
Chain.
He needs like a big Run DMC like braided thing.
No, I think Dom's right. I think it's a chain. I literally think he's going to have a chain. You're going to put the other piece on there. That's
This is a necklace. I have the other half.
Into armor though.
Best friends forever.
No. Actually, go back and listen.
There you go.
No. They did forge the majority of it into an armor for a foundling, and then he said, "I have a special request for something extra." And she said, "What?" And she said, "Something for a special foundling." So
I need a helmet that allows for really big ears.
I didn't catch that part.
The armor
Disney is going to make a lot of money.
What's that, JJ? Go ahead.
I said I didn't catch the extra part.
No, Jedi. Go ahead.
If the armor said that the Beskar is supposed to be used for defense or armor, then the chainmail shirt or whatever makes sense. A necklace or maybe bracelet if they want to go Wonder Woman on it, but nothing else seems to make sense.
Okay, hang on. There's a lot of Beskar in that spear, though.
Yeah,
Well, she didn't
And
give it
what
all.
he got left over was a little Grogu-shaped bindle.
yeah.
So there's still a lot of Beskar left.
To make the armor.
Plenty of Beskar for him to get a little locket that has a heart shape that they could split up between the two of them.
Aw.
So he can have a little picture of Grogu with him at all times, and then he can have a little picture of Mando's helmet.
Yeah, that was a small handkerchief that he made into a Grogu face for some reason, a Grogu stuffy.
Well, it's just tied in a knot. It looks like he put it on the end of a stick like a hobo.
There was a scene. There's a scene where he's holding it. It has a little ears in it.
It's like a hobo bindle.
There's a scene where he pulls it out to make it look like the ears, and it's got the little Grogu face
Well,
on
if
it.
you tie any bandana, it's going to look like Grogu ears. If you
No, they did it on
Look,
purpose. They
Tupac,
did it
he's
on
got a
purpose.
little Grogu on the front of his head.
When the armor first folded it, that bandana or whatever, the armor actually folded it to look like Grogu ears. If you go back and look, if I remember right.
Yes, she did.
Well, she doesn't want to lose any of their ranks. He would technically be their 3.5.
It's because she used to work as a balloon tire at Chili's.
Jen, what do you think it is?
Pete said the chainmail. I mean, that'll be under his Jedi robes, right?
Jedi
And then when we all think he dies, it'll save him, and we're like, oh,
There
he's
you
still
go.
alive.
You don't think it's going
He
to
gets
hold
stabbed by the
necklace?
cave troll.
Yeah. See, this is what people do: is hold the necklace, and then when he gets stabbed, they're going to stab the Minosaur.
Oh,
That's what's going to save his life. But and Sam, what do you think it is?
Seriously, it's chainmail.
Chainmail.
Yeah.
Good. Fair enough. All right, Jedi, are you in the chainmail gang?
Yep, I'm team chainmail.
All right, we'll see what it is. Eventually, we'll get it. I think it's a mood ring, but whatever. Okay, what is this now? Is this new? Oh yeah, is it new, JJ? To this extent, I believe it
Kind
is.
of,
We kind of
sort
said-
of, but not entirely.
kind of they took it over. I'll train. Yeah, but she wasn't dragging it on the ground. I don't know. I think they overdid
No,
it.
that's why I said I think they cranked it to an. They
Hey,
cranked
look.
it to an 11. I think.
Look at hey, look at. You guys just said 2 minutes ago there's only 2 of those, but look at his shoulder plate real quickly. That's his
Mythosaur.
shoulder plate. Yeah,
Mm.
there's more than 2 people that have mythosaurs.
Not red.
Oh,
Red
now,
There's
okay,
a lot of
yeah,
dents in
sure,
that Beskar
sure.
armor,
Okay,
too.
Dom.
They're
I'm
not
telling you,
red.
the small details. The devil is in the details. Remember that.
Well, don't forget,
Yeah,
there's a
I'll
mythosaur
remember that,
in front of
Dom.
Maz Kanata's place too. When you walk in Force Awakens, there's a big mythosaur logo on the way into her bar. So
No,
does
there
it really
is a
have that much
mythosaur
significance?
logo,
Apart from
but
it's a
the
cool
red-
banner.
The color represents something. It could be any color, but it's red on her on the cabinet. It's red when he's checking out on the vision. There's a lot of things that symbolize
red?
little things.
You sound like a high school English teacher, Dom. Sometimes the curtain is just blue.
Yeah. Hey, I like this leftover. It's a rap chain. He's forming a crew with Omega. I'm down with that. So I mean that's going to be. I do think it's going to be kind of cool. Do you think Paz is the one that's going to try to kill Grogu?
Yeah, why not? He's the size of a
There's no
cave troll.
reason
It would
to,
work.
but-
Why does it have to just be one guy? Maybe there's going to be a lot of people trying to kill Grogu.
Oh no, I mean like the one that stabs him, but he doesn't die either by chainmail or by wrap chain with a pendant on it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it does for a very short period of time. I mean, that's what the setup is, right? Like he beat him, but then he's going to come back and he's going to be trained up. And
Well, I mean, if Ryan Johnson directs it, it's probably going to be Luke that tries to kill Grogu.
He's too busy drinking his green milk straight from the
And the way
source.
he's holding
Yeah.
the darksaber, his Schwartz is as big as his.
You know, if it's Ryan Johnson, we still have a kid with a broom on some deserted
That's right.
planet who it could be.
The broom
I
kid.
want more Broom Kid.
let's have something.
I've
new.
seen Last Jedi like twice this week, and it's been on TNT, I think, and it just happens to keep popping up when I turn it on. And yeah, apart from the Canto Bite place, like I liked a lot of it.
Yeah, it was a good movie. Compared to the other two, especially, and Resistance.
Well, I didn't have a problem. I didn't have the same problem you had with 7 repeating A New Hope. I was fine with the repeat because it
Oh, don't worry, we're gonna
cleansed
get
my
you
palate of the prequel trilogies, which I still maintain. As bad as 9 is, I can't rewatch the prequels.
Oh, we went back deep history with Trey here, huh? After his passing, the Darksaber kept going. Da, 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 da. Very good
Tarvis.
stuff. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I like how he did use the hand. The fighting scene was good here too. I thought they did a good job with that. One's helmet is a weird thing. It is very weird. I think it was just an excuse to throw him out so that they can have a better battle later on. But
especially how she said it. She didn't ask him if you removed it in front of anybody. So if you ever removed your helmet, it's like, well, yeah, I gotta eat.
Yeah.
Well, also,
I gotta wash my face. Otherwise, I'm gonna.
I mean,
some,
Pete, that's we've all seen his face. We've all seen his face. I wasn't eating.
Go ahead, Jen.
But if he was she said that he was tasked with bringing Grogu back to his people, right? I feel like, hey, I couldn't have fulfilled it. It wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have come to fruition if not for taking off the helmet. I had to as a part of it, right? Like, I don't understand. Like, when he just was like, yeah. I was like, no. I would have been like, hang on. I had to fulfill the mission. Here's what happened. But instead, she's like, meh, no more.
No,
and you're like,
he doesn't defend himself, and I think she was really against him. I think she was really egging Pat on. Like, we gotta get rid of this guy.
Yeah, because he could have
rethinker.
Because I think they would have let him finish off. I think if she would have stopped it, he would have finished off Paz, and that would have been the end of Paz. And
this guy comes back from his Rumspringa with all these new ideas. We don't need him here.
I also think that she's probably jealous too that he has the Darksaber. Like last time she saw it,
he had to take off the helmet. Remember when they were on that planet with the Imperials to get face scanned, and the guy he was with was already in the system, so they needed a fresh face to open. It wasn't for Grogu; it was for. I mean, because a lot of people saw his face. It's not just Grogu and people on the bridge.
I don't hate cupcakes. I don't know where these rumors start.
Start with that's where they start.
I was gonna say the other thing is the fact that I think she was basically testing him or wanted him basically to be tested because when they are having the conversation about the Jedi ideals versus the Mandalorian ideals, I think she could kind of sense the fact that he didn't really believe in their ideals so much anymore.
Well, he's also telling her about, hey, I met these other Mandalorians. They were taking their helmet off all the time.
What it was.
And this Oscar Reeves, like,
and this is the thing about what Dom just said, that she was jealous of him, but she could obviously challenge him easily and take the Darksaber. So I think she really is working behind the scenes to reestablish House Vizsla. Which that even includes the dipping of the water, because if he goes, like if they end up taking it and using the waters that are on the moon, then all done sticks. Hulky religious name, it isn't anything new. Then I mean they're talking about going back to Concordia, and that's where the Death Watch is there. So I mean, it's very weird that this sect has done stuff where they've stayed under the radar. I really think they're baby kidnappers, like JJ was saying. Like I think this is something when I said to JJ in a private chat, like, yo, they kidnapped kids, right? Like they weren't saving kids; they were stealing. So
you think that's what they did with Manda? You're saying with Manda, they were on their police scanner, like, oh, the Imperial droids are in. They're hitting this town. Let's go swoop in and start.
No. I think that was a sect of Mandalorians. And they called in, they were working with the Imperials. This is what I think. JJ doesn't think this obvious. They called in the Imperials. And when the Imperials were there, the Imperials started attacking with the robots and all the other people. They swooped in, grabbed the kids out to try to turn them to their sect. And there you go. Now we've kidnapped kids and we're starting an army.
No, can I?
No, I think they absolutely do that. I think it's more than just a sect, though. I think all foundlings, in a way, are pretty much that.
That's what I'm saying.
We still don't know.
Well, not true. Now
hang on, JJ.
With Django on Concordia and Dawn, somebody else killed it. Well, you're right. Another Mandalorian group came and killed his family.
Are the kids taking the victims of war or crime, and this Mandalorian sect are there to pick them up and take them in, or are the war and crimes being perpetrated by this Mandalorian sect? That's a big difference.
That's what I think it is.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in a sense, the only time that there's ever been a foundling returned to his own kind, and I think the armorer sent him on that mission because she didn't want a Force user around, was Grogu. It's the only time anybody's being considered a foundling that they've actually returned
Yeah.
to their own kind, quote unquote, so to speak.
Well, he's
So-
50 years old and he's still
Otherwise,
not
they would just
talking.
would have kept him as a foundling.
We don't
Yeah,
have
that's
time
what
for
I'm
this
saying. If it,
guy.
was just, if it was part of This Is the Way, she would have kept him because that was a foundling. That would have followed. This is the way. You have a foundling, you do it. I think when they showed him being rescued, I'm not quite sure he was being rescued. I think he was being kidnapped. Like,
Well, you got to think about it. What planet? First of all, his parents, they were part of another cult too. Maybe they were part of a religious cult. That when the Mandalorians went down to the planet, it was being attacked by the droids. But the fact is that we don't know about Mando's past.
it could have been on Mandalore.
Why are we automatically assuming they're part of a cult? They could have just been
It could
farmers.
have been Mandalorian.
No, they had the hoods. They had. If you go back,
I got a hood. Does that mean I'm in a cult?
Yeah.
Every cult has
the
farms.
Rennavision cult.
Every cult has farms.
Yeah,
They're on
No,
a.
I know.
they
Like-
Dom, real quickly, they 100% could have been on the planet
commune.
Mandalore, being Mandalorians in a sec that isn't wearing their armor because they didn't think war was coming, and then all of a sudden, or another moon. They could have been on one of the 3 moons of so Concordian Dawn has 3 moons.
Again,
I probably
Yeah,
should get
don't
too
forget
buried in the lore of. I guess. Go ahead.
don't forget they fight countless civil wars between
Yeah.
their tribes and houses. Countless
True.
civil wars
Countless.
for
Yeah.
thousands of years.
So if you're
Ruben,
sending it in,
we don't have a farm.
Does they have a farm? Yeah, don't
It was
know.
more city living.
Well, I mean, my neighbor's got chickens, and we live in the city, so you can create land. And, you know.
They're definitely part of a cult then.
Yeah. Oh no, they are 100%. I'm just kidding.
Anyway, what do we got next? Because we've been looking at the back of the armor for like 20 minutes.
Marco's on
Marco's-
mute. He's muted himself.
Mute.
So
Can't hear you.
yeah. So this is just going on real quick. This shows that we actually saw those mines on Concordia before in Clone Wars. So that's where Obi-Wan goes to check out the Death Watch and finds their mines, and he's there with the Duchess and everything in that storyline. So
Oh, thanks. Ruben's calling us a cult now.
is he still on mute? Okay. So it's basically just Mando getting on a transport, which is going to Tatooine. Did anybody else expect to
that's
see
right.
some
Where he
pikes
gets
getting on the same transport? I kind of expected to see some pikes getting.
Yeah, that would've been
The pikes
interesting.
came off the space transport, so I was like, I wonder if they'll get on something. There were no pikes that I could see. I was looking for.
You did have a guy
The
wearing
weapons are
smoke-
part of my religion. No. Put them in the box.
Yeah, I expected there to be a lot more fuss on this transport.
And take your shoes
Yeah.
off too before you go through.
Yeah.
Don't get behind them in the TSA line.
Once again, though, did anybody else find this? Can you guys hear me now or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
We hear you.
Yeah. There's one
Yeah,
more
I
thing I thought about this disappointing though is like there's certain parts in this episode, and this is probably why I'm not gonna give it a 10 that you could have cut out, even though it was beautiful. That didn't really move the story along. That was just kind of like, if you would have cut that out, maybe we could have had some Boba Fett in Book of Boba Fett. I mean, not that it was a good thing, because right now how bad they're doing Boba Fett, I'm glad he didn't show up. I mean, I will stick with last week when I said if Fennec Shand shoots Boba Fett next week, I don't think I'm going to be sad. So I wasn't sad with this episode at all. I'm just
No, but you do have there's a fair point. There are things in here because not a lot actually happens when you think about it.
Yeah,
As much
this-
as I enjoyed this episode as well, when you think about beginning to end, what actually occurred, not too much, because a good chunk of it was spent building new cars. Anyway, keep
yeah,
going.
this TSA checkpoint had no payoff whatsoever.
No.
Zero.
You thought something was going to be missing at the end of it, like, hey, where's the Darksaber, or hey, where's nothing?
That was one thing with the direction of me, and we'll get to it a little bit later too. Those jokes they floated out, like this, I think was supposed to be a joke more or less.
Yep.
Ran a little too long.
Yeah.
And the
That's a
Jawa
writing
thing later
issue,
that we'll
yeah.
get to ran a
The
little too
Jawa
long.
thing was
No.
horrible.
Well,
Very
it's right
funny.
in direct.
Funny.
Very funny.
You thought it was funny, Dom?
Like the joke in this is mostly visual. That's a directing problem too. It's not just
Yeah.
a writing problem.
Maybe, yeah, but I mean, there it is. Oh, you
There's
didn't
the
you get
bindle.
the very next shot where he flattens it out to make it look like Grogu. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
I did want to mention something on that though. They take all his weapons. Apparently, you can still have a high-powered jetpack next to you.
Exactly. You bring a jetpack with you.
Hey, there's another great beast, the Mythosaur, not Mythosaurus, what was
Mudhorn.
Yeah, the Mudhorn.
Mudhorn.
All right, so then they make it over to Mosaspa.
Also, what was going on with the kid? Like, you have the same kid who was on the flight when he got there was flying off world again. Like,
Did you see him though? Did you see him in the post clip stuff on when he's flying off world? He actually has an X, like in the mock-ups, he has an X-wing and he's wearing a Republic. I think it's a nod to a character they show later in the comic books, but that's between me and you.
Anyway,
all right,
go ahead.
Why are we showing the cruiser landing? Just because we were telling him where it went, JJ?
Yeah, why not?
It's Mos Eisley. Just to show it's in Mos Eisley.
Okay, and he has all his weapons very nicely, even better than when he put it in there. So they stored it.
Yeah, I know. It looked like somebody opened it and like arranged it nicely for him, like put it back.
Yeah, I don't understand. Why did he even take the rope out of it? Like rope ain't a weapon. Just leave your.
He's got some carpentry nails, some batteries. Yeah,
good stuff. They did keep it moving, and the Mad Max.
If you listen to if you want to know what they all are, they do tell you in the audio description what each little thing is.
Oh, that's
Mandalorian toothbrush, which you can use while keeping your helmet on.
We get a BD droid, which is kind of cool. Everybody excited? Jen and JJ, how excited are you two with this?
I loved it.
I love it. It was cool. Although I still don't think it's the same droid, but it's still awesome. The more BD units, the better.
How is there a BD unit this late in the game?
Dude, there's still those droids from episode 1 that fixed.
That's right.
There was
but BD's has
an R5 unit. She's got an R5 unit.
Yeah.
Right. The company that made BD units went out of business in the High Republic era. So
that's why it could be the same with replaced parts.
Yeah. Well, she's also a huge droid nerd mechanic that rebuilds droids. So there's that.
Just click my vid.
Apparently, she has an affinity for old stuff.
Dude, I love Zune. Zune's lasts a long time too.
Fair enough. What's that?
I love Zune. Zune lasts a long time. It's obsolete. There's still
the music thing?
Star Wars got one.
The thing they quit making like 10 years ago.
Oh my god. All right. On that note, you guys want Fallen Order to happen in Boba Fett so they can make it better.
Yes, I want the sequel already.
Yeah, she is collecting a lot of droids. Wait, that's the murder droid to her left, isn't it?
No, that's just R5.
No, that's supposed to be the murder droid. Don't you remember that?
R5D4. She fixed the motivator.
He's repainted.
He's
repainted.
Yeah.
After she hooked up with one of those Jawas when they took R5 back.
Please tell me somebody else found this just stupid. I know we're supposed to be positive and it'd bring in awesome views if we could just it was so cool. It makes so sense because it's stupid. No. It was dumb.
I didn't say that. I don't take as much offense as you do to it.
Because I didn't mind if they would just
try to hurt you with this selection.
This is what it does. It does personally hurt, and this is why. First off, they could have done a much better job because he could have gone to see Boba Fett, and when he saw Boba Fett, he could say, "Hey, I got to come back because I have another mission to do." And Boba Fett goes, "Why don't you borrow my ship?" Which would have been super fucking cool. Mando and Slave One.
Well, then you might as well just replace them. Then all right, that's it.
They're dead. Boba Fett's fat and dead. You already replaced them. Give him the ship.
Listen, there's a reason. There's a reason with everything.
Oh, there's always a reason. Yeah,
there is a reason.
Sometimes there isn't. Sometimes there
Dom,
isn't.
What's the reason?
I was just saying the reason is that he's got the ship. Now he's gonna have the little cockpit for Grogu.
And he could have done that with Slave One.
And look, with the Jawas, they stole the piece from the other Pikes, which is going to cause the Pikes to come over here and hold this place hostage or whatever, kill her. And Mando's going to have a thing against the Pikes. That's how.
But he already agreed to help Boba, so you don't need that.
No, I know, but I'm saying, but it's going to look.
Are you trying to say that he was from Naboo? You're trying to say Din Djarin's originally from Naboo?
No, I'm just saying that it gives something more that he is not going to be the leader of the.
Am I the only pessimist here? Am I the only one who thinks, "Hey, oh, look at this! He actually has a ship that has a perfectly sized little pod
It's a
section
side ship
for
from
his little
the
buddy."
Royal
Does anybody
Navy
not think
on-
that
from
that's
Naboo.
just a false lead? That's never going to happen. One of the two of them are going to die, and everybody's going to be sad because we never get that payoff. Like it's just too. Like
It is
maybe I'm just looking too far ahead into this,
Jesus,
but
man,
There's
you
a
need,
lot of
like something they would do.
you need to eat a cupcake and a hug, dude.
Like
there
I set
isn't-
up
I'm
a
down, that's
room
not
at
true,
my
though.
apartment.
Time out.
We have a
Time
room
out.
for Grogu
Time
at
out.
my place.
Time out. That's not true. Because
What?
you've said a ton of stuff from the beginning, and 98% of it has not happened whatsoever. There has been no leak. The first five episodes have been completely I know we weren't supposed to talk about the series, mind-boggling, stupid, and unconnected in this whole event of Book of Fett. There's no fucking rhyme or reason for half the shit they've done in here. Zero.
Well, hang
Zero.
on. What about the mod? What about the mod parlor? That was very meaningful and poignant, I might
He
add.
needs some cupcakes and a hug. Send them to him. And I don't hate cupcakes. Jedi, me and you're gonna have to talk after the show. I don't hate cupcakes. I don't hate them. I don't know where they came from.
If any of you have seen this glorious figure, I do not hate cupcakes.
Okay. No, this is the problem with it, and this is what I completely Oh, he just left. This is what I completely dislike about Star Wars, doing this cheap shit, where you can go, let's get reaction out of people so they can do reaction videos about how cool having a Naboo N1 fighter there was, and then we can do the race that Anakin did in his pod racer. And instead of doing that, you could have cut all this bullshit down, and we wouldn't have had to hear about her screwing furries, and we could have had some actual Boba Fett in the Book of Boba Fett. That's all I'm saying. That would have made sense. Anyways, all right, go ahead. Who wants to hate on this or not hate on it? And that was the other thing. They brought up the Razor Crest. Dom, how are you not mad? I don't understand how you're not mad. They brought up how they blew up the Razor Crest like 20 times and almost threw it in your face. Like, yeah, we made you guys fall in love with his old ship. And
I
another
am
time
mad.
we blew it.
I am mad,
up.
but I would be very happy when it comes to my doorstep and I have it here in front of me. I'm definitely gonna be happy about it.
I would have loved if they would have come. Would you not? Can I ask you this?
Yeah.
Can I ask you this? If
But now they can sell you a HasLab for a Naboo N1 fighter.
Fucking just like they did with the Rancor. Dom, I'm really not trying to rag on you. You know me, I love you, and I just try to figure this out because it's not a mindset in which I have. If they gave you, if she was rebuilding, if he walked in and he's like, I had something for you, and it was the parts to the Razor Crest, and it was almost 100% back, would that have? Do you think that would have played better for you, or would you, or the N1 Naboo is what you want? Is this what you want to see?
No, look, this could be his ship permanently, or it could be just a ship that he has for now, and then later on gets another Razor Crest.
They spent way too much time for this to be a ship for now.
Dude, this is not the Mandalorian though. This is Book of Boba Fett. Okay.
That's the other thing.
So this is the last piece of the puzzle so that the Vespas can all unite into a giant robot to fight off the Rancor at the very end. Black K on the Rancor versus the Go-Go Power Rangers with this.
I'm gonna be honest. I'll be
chest
very honest. Sam, I love the enthusiasm with the whole thing. I do. I love it. That, it's true. Look, there's a lot of things to hate, but there's a lot of things to love. You have to look at the small details. And yeah, we see the visuals, we see what's what, but there's a lot more into these episodes than people actually considering. Look, yes, you had a Mandalorian episode, and it's the Book of Boba Fett.
I love that.
Mandalorian is about all the Mandalorians. They're building the Mandalorians up again. That's what basically all the story is about, is rebuilding.
There's a show called they promised us, this is the problem, down for some of us heads who read every book and have been along this for a long time. They promised us 1313 in Underworld. Then they gave us boners and whatever. Sorry, Jen. They got us excited, and they said, hey, we're going to do the Crime Lord bounty. They told us they're going to give us the Bounty Hunter Crime Lord series, and it's going to be called Book of Fett. And you know what they gave us?
Dances with Wolves.
No, they gave us shit in Mando. And like, I like Mando, but like, and I loved it. I did like this episode, but then they did this, which is like, just, this is the stuff I'm talking about. I don't want to see this. I want what you promised, like long-term.
Well, look, I know what
I'm not going to say old school or what, but like the big heads that read all the books. This is what we hated when they were doing the fucking legacy stuff that got out of control. And they promised us when they took, Disney promised us when they took over, they were going to stop doing this bullshit. And to be honest with you, as much as I love this episode, this shit is the bullshit that I do not like about Star Wars.
Look,
and
I'll definitely agree with you that Robert Rodriguez shouldn't have come out and say that it's going to blow your minds. He's going to go barbaric. There's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Look,
said that shit
make
too.
the story. This is what happens. People, like with every show that comes out, people talk about it and throw these curveballs at the fans. And when the stuff doesn't happen, everybody gets upset.
Well,
They gotta stop
Robert
doing
Rodriguez has been barbaric. He has been barbaric
Yeah,
with your nostalgia. He has barbarized your nostalgia, our nostalgia. You know, you're looking now at Boba Fett, and he's window dressing. He's not the action piece anymore. He's the guy that you put up on the shelf, and you say, you know, just take it easy there, old man. We'll handle this from now on.
I mean,
So it has been barbaric.
I kind of thought that when I first I like Boba Fett.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, because I thought it was going to be him uniting all the Tuskens and like them like rising up and like.
I thought that would be cool,
right? And I thought and then that would be Boba's planet, and then he would build his whole like underworld like empire, but like in a more fair way, and then that Mando would unite all the Mandalorians, and then like these would be the two groups that would then help them against like the bigger threat coming down the line. So, but when they killed that whole tribe, I was like, shoot, well maybe one got away and they're still gonna like unite the other Tuskens. That's like my like little hope in the back of my
girl
head,
got
like,
away, I believe. You didn't see the girl.
that's what I thought because we didn't see her body.
Right.
No.
Well, I think so. JJ thinks she's
They're all
dead. Yeah, JJ thinks she's dead.
Yeah, I think they're all dead.
I think that's the hope. I mean, I think she's still alive too, or at least I'm hoping. But that's okay. And
I think
George
she's
Lopez,
dead.
yeah, you want to know what? I am going to be pissed if that happens. And this
Oh
is
my
why.
God! Don't even get me started on the Han.
I'm going to be so pissed, and that's the problem that I have right now. There's a lot of people. That's not cool, Dom. Having him show up. Are you wanting him to show up because you saw a rumor and you like that the rumor is happening? Well, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like what JJ said before, where people were in the bar for Game of Thrones and they were cheering because the rumor happened. I want good Star Wars, like Mandalorian. I want development, like New Hope. I want the Empire. I want Jedi. I want the Ewok. I want all the good stuff they did. I want some of the original novels and legends where they built on content and made it better. What I don't want to see is fucking pod racing and keep bringing back this with terrible storylines. And I don't think anybody can argue right now that the Book of Fett is god awful as a storyline.
But I know, Marco, but it's not pod racing. What are you talking about pod racing? They made a ship. He has a Naboo ship.
Oh,
it doesn't mean
it's pod racing here in a minute.
Did you? Yeah, Dom, the ship where he takes it out to dry. We'll show you. Okay,
Yeah,
no, I know he goes to Ben's Canyon. I know he does, but the fact is, it's just that they're showing nostalgia. He just did that for a test run. You know,
I get that too, Dom. I'm with you on that. I don't take as much offense as Marco and even JJ take to the Naboo Starfighter, but ultimately, I don't want to be watching something that keeps promising me that I'm going to get something later. There's 7 goddamn episodes. You have to give me something to build a story. Like at some point, I need to know what I'm watching. And they took one of 7 episodes and said, you know what? We're going to give you a preview of a season of a different show. And
what if they would have
me as much as I love this episode for itself? As far as the book goes, they took a big dump on them because you were just not important enough to give you all 7 of your own shows.
Jen, go ahead.
What if they would have marketed it that way instead? What if, like, when this dropped,
I wouldn't want to see it.
They did like a Mando preview season, blah blah blah, and it wasn't Book of Boba. It was just Mandalorian. Would that have been better if it was marketed different?
No. Because I still have questions and problems with where they even brought us in with Mando's stories. Like, wait a second. He was just with Bo trying to give her the goddamn Darksaber. And then all of a sudden, we just see him off taking bounties, looking for his people.
It's over a year. That part is over a year since we last seen him. He was doing other things.
I understand he was doing other things, but that's my point. You're not showing me the other things. You're dropping me in the middle of nothing and gave me
things
a lot
off
of
story because you can't put everything on TV. There's got to be off stories.
But you are giving me 7 episodes of a TV show. You have to give me something on TV to actually watch it.
Okay, I think what Joe's saying here is a very good point, and I think he's putting it better than I am. Is that Disney showed that like with legacy characters, like they don't do well with them. So please just leave them alone. And what I think I'm trying to say with when Han shows up, like why the fuck would Han show up right now at this point? He has nothing to do with taking back over Mandalorian. If they just show him like they did with this, where it becomes a cameo, where we saw the canon, like that's the stuff that I'm saying. Like, could we just have a good story developing? But either way, we'll keep going. So what's the Phasma thing here? JJ, I think we got stuck on this.
Yeah, we got to move on with this because the fan service bit's it's just too much.
Not fan service anymore. It's fan just dumping.
Well, to continue the fan service bit, I posited that the next one of the unannounced video games might be Star Wars Starfighter coming back with Mandalorian.
Okay, is that a joke?
And then, but quick fact that Jedi reminded me of in our private chat earlier. I think it was
this
Jedi.
is cool.
That said, Captain Phasma's armor comes from a salvaged Naboo ship.
That's
true.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where she's going to. You do know this leads up to. They have said it multiple times. This leads up to the First Order in the end. So maybe she shoots down Mando and gets the ship. I don't know at this point.
And here's a problem I had with
one of these
both
Jawas.
writing and directing. I did not like this. It was funny for like 2 seconds, but why did you drag the joke out for like 4 minutes?
Because eventually the creepiness wears off, and then people will laugh again.
Yeah, they do that Dane Cook thing.
It comes back.
They keep trying to tell the punchline over and over and over again because they think they're going to get more laughs.
Does he get it? Does he get it?
No. Yeah,
don't you get it? Wait, don't you get it?
Yeah, you got to call back. It's rule of 3. That's what it is.
100%. Jen, do you guys think? By the way, we'll talk about it later. All right. Give us a true 7. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm behind on the chat, so I'm trying to catch up with that and go with this too. All right. Did anybody find that too much? I think everybody found it too much, right? Yes. We'll agree that was too much for the joking.
And the montage. There was 2 montages in this episode.
Which I was saying, if they cut back on
many. Give me one episode of this series without a montage in it.
They gave you 50 minutes. They gave you more than 30 minutes, guys. They gave you 50 minutes, so you can't have. Apparently, with this series, you can't have everything you want. You can only
spent it though.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah. Lando. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Lando.
Screw Hodge showing up. Lando shows up. I'm gonna be just as disappointed. What was this? Oh yeah. Was this?
Did anybody else think this?
Yeah.
I didn't at first, but once I saw it, I was like,
"Where did they get this? Where'd they get this from?" I was like, "It's from a Death Star trash compactor. It's exactly what it looks like."
They got it from the Pikes when they stole it from one of the vehicles, and the Pikes were refueling.
Yeah, they did steal it from the Pikes. They say where they got it, but to me, it looked like the thing he uses to block the trash.
Well, I think it is the thing. I think that was the callback, though. That the thing in the trash compactor was this hyperdrive, whatever the hell this was. I forget.
Oh, there it is.
I forgot on this one. I was going to make a thing to what Dom alluded to earlier. I should have put an arrow on there and pointed. This is where Grogu goes.
Right Grogu on the back.
She mentions that she hollowed out the droid port.
Yeah, I think she mentioned that 2 or 3 times too, which I think we all saw that coming.
It's not telling you. You watch. It's going to be a sad. Oh, it never happens.
You really don't think so?
I don't.
Apparently, that's cursing in Star Wars. Thank Ferrick.
JJ, what do you got here?
Pod racing.
Do the Beggars Canyon.
Also a reference here in a second. So it's coming up on Beggars Canyon.
Yep, pod racing.
Guess what's in Beggars Canyon?
Womp
rats.
It's not that hard.
It's a Beggars Canyon.
Womp rat.
I did thought this was, at least if you're going to waste some time, this is kind of funny way time to, with chips. This is kind of a good time to waste it. What's this new company?
But again, I think it dragged on too long.
It was. This took forever. This was like the longest pullover. It was like a reel, like getting stopped by the state police. Jesus Christ!
Did you start to sweat, Rat? You start to sweat, Pete. You're like, "Oh my gosh, what did I do? Is my license up to date?"
I don't know. Well, I mean, I always like Opa, so it was good to see that he made a thing back. What if this series is Boba Fett?
I did include the chips, Joe.
Now in space. And this
I'd
was
rather
the
watch that
hey
than
Dom,
Top-
did you
than
say this
Top
was
Gun
the
in
body
space.
double or for Luke?
Yeah, the body double for that's actually the guy who played the Luke Skywalker deepfake.
That was a deep fake guy. Yeah, nice
Wait, which
mustache.
the guy on the left or the guy on the right?
Guy, yeah.
Right.
You're right.
The younger
The
guy.
guy on the left.
Not Mr.
The guy on
Miyagi.
the left. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. We've gone off the rails, folks. All right. That's not wizard. This is a wizard. Okay, yeah. Well, the space wizard reference. We all
It was an internet sensation.
Oh no, it wasn't a
for everyone
space
that
bro.
the
It was
Wizard
an
is the newest internet.
episode 1 callback. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Space
don't
wizard.
be making crappy lingo. Oh, that part hurt a little bit.
Well, no, it hurt that they're still doing the ship thing 20 minutes into the show. There are 20 minutes left in the show. So
Not even
finally,
ship thing. Like,
somebody
could you
from the
imagine
show that
somebody
we're
using
watching
like
shows
lingo
up.
from the 1920s, like today, and hey, it's cool. Yeah, like
45 minutes
How
into
long
this
ago was
episode, we
episode
get
1?
somebody from the actual series that we're watching.
yeah, there's Fennec Shan. Okay. And then he still doesn't go to Boba Fett. He actually goes away. What does he say? I got to play it. I got to pay a visit to
To a little friend.
Yep. Okay.
how was the ride? It was fresh.
They're not going to show Mando this week visiting Grogu. That's going to be off camera, and you'll see it in season 3 of Mando.
Yeah, I think so too. How disappointed are you going to be though?
Wait, Dom, are you saying that, or is the holocron saying that?
I'm saying that.
Oh, okay.
How disappointed are you going to be if the
gonna be Wizard.
If the Book of Boba Fett doesn't actually wrap up the so-called storyline of Boba Fett as the crime lord by the next 2 episodes?
Well,
Is he a crime lord?
Well, we haven't. I feel like we
Not
haven't even
doing
started
anything.
that story. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Even with 2 episodes left, like we know that Mando's going over to go find Grogu, right? And he agreed to come back and fight, right? Now they could do something where he disappears and comes back right away. He could disappear for 1 episode and they could use a time lapse.
yeah.
I'm hoping that he
So I did see
disappears.
one-
We don't see Din the next episode. I'm hoping we see
I did
Fennec
see
go
one
recruiting
interesting-
others next episode.
Yeah.
No, next episode, Cad Bane.
I did see one interesting theory online, which
We should
was the fact that if it's if it is Luke,
yes,
if it is indeed Luke, maybe he hasn't started his Jedi Academy yet. Maybe he goes back to his home planet, Tatooine, with Grogu, and that's how they encounter each other. That was the only theory that made sense to me of them actually meeting in the next episode. Other than that, nothing else makes sense.
Look,
I have one question for the panel, for the group. As long as we've taken to try to build up this crime story, crime lord Boba Fett, does anybody have any sense of scope of why the Pikes should be feared at this point? What are you particularly afraid of with the Pikes, where we need a whole bunch of muscle to come in? Realistically, what have they shown us to make us fear the Pikes
Right.
at this
3
point?
Tusken Raiders and a fat.
They are really good
Number
at shooting
one.
Tusken Raiders from a
They
moving train.
killed a whole bunch of Tusken Raiders that had a bunch of sticks and
And
some
Banthas.
long range, like,
kill a lot of Banthas.
If
No,
they
what I'm
turn
saying-
those guns on
what I'm
anyone
saying
else,
was- no, you're right, Pete. What I'm saying is to take over a whole train of their best armed men. It only took 3 fucking sand people and a fat
Speeder bugs.
Mandalorian and speeder
it was
bikes.
more than 3.
4. Okay.
Well,
Well,
look,
really,
couple of
2.
them-
this is the Buttercream gang.
It was
Tatooine.
really is Boba Fett and the girl and the
All,
woman.
all I'm saying is
That
they
was-
spent a lot of time in the series and they didn't even properly establish our villain yet. And we only have 2
Put some
episodes
time.
left, is
Look,
my problem.
I'm
But they also threw
I'm sorry. go
they threw
ahead.
like 3 different villains at us too in the first
Yeah.
4 episodes.
No,
it's
Pete.
not. It's not
Pete,
that.
We can talk
Oh my
about
gosh,
what
Pete.
happened. Let's quickly go through, and we'll start off with Jedi. Jedi out of 10. What did you go ahead, Sam? Did you have something that you're going
I
to?
think Pete's onto something. Pete, what if the real villain is Fennec Shand the whole time?
Well, I don't know if he's going to be the villain, but I would completely understand if
the best twist ever.
if she just says, you know what,
Double
you
cross.
are not running this crime family properly.
Double cross.
You got to go because you aren't. You called a meeting of the 5 families. You had the Ponda Baba guys. You had the dog face guys. You had the Trandoshans, and you said, "Hey, let's all get together, face the Pikes."
Can we please?
All right.
make this episode
I'm going to
before-
do it anyway, and then when I'm done, you guys don't have to pay me anything. And yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
Pete
crime
hates
lord.
that. Send him a cupcake
Like-
before he brings that up again.
It's like
Sorry, I had to bring it up
How
again.
many,
because it's
how many
so
cupcakes
ridiculous.
out of 10?
Instead of a cupcake before he brings it up again, he's okay with everything else, but the minute he's like, yeah, I don't actually charge you for anything, he just loses his shit. All right, Jedi out of 10. This series not. Oh Jesus Christ! This series
does he make any money?
Oh my gosh, Pete,
you're trying to make any reason out of this fucking show at this point. We just had Mandalorian season 3 in the middle. Jedi, could you please give us a rating out of 10 for what you thought of this episode? Please.
I'm going to pause in case there's something else that somebody wants to say.
Sorry,
Okay.
Jedi.
I'm gonna. I don't know. I mean, if we're just ranking it on this episode and not the series, because it didn't have a lot to do with the series, I'll give it a 9. I thought it was good. I'm only going to say this, and it's going to be an unpopular thing for me to say, but I don't know. I think a lot of the audience may agree with me. If not, oh well. As I've been on this show for almost a year now, I'm constantly in awe about how much you guys know about Star Wars, and I'm just like, I always feel like I'm behind the curve because you guys know so much about the history. But I'm telling you what, if knowing all that makes me as cynical as you guys when it comes to this series and just flat out not going to enjoy it because it doesn't go along with what you think this, that, and the other, then no, you guys keep all that. I'll just continue to be an average fan.
No, I agree with that. I mean, I think part of it too is like I don't expect anything going into it. I just expect new stuff, and when they don't do that, I
love you guys though.
I hear what you're saying. No, thank you, Jedi. No, I appreciate it. All right, Dom, I want you to take a Red Bull and get your energy up because we've been picking on you too much. So we'll go with Sam to hear what Sam's opinion on this one is. Sam, out of 10, what could you give it? Wait, time out. Breaking news. When I used to eat fast food 20 years ago, they had the Mexican pizza at Taco Bell, and then they got rid of it about 5 years ago. They're bringing it back, so I'm going to have to put on 40
Those
pounds.
Those biceps are 100% fueled by Mexican pizza, aren't they?
Pizza, man. It's coming back. I'm going to put on about 30 pounds
They need to bring back the Mexi Melt. That's what they need to bring back.
Time to get your Taco Bell fueled pump.
All right, let's go. I'm going to put cupcakes on top of it. Sam, give us the top of that.
I like this a lot better than the rest of the series so far. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
A 7 out of 10. Very good. All right. Jesus, I don't want to put Pete up there because I just heard his rant, so we're going to give him a minute to go. JJ, go ahead.
Yeah, maybe let Jen go before I go so she can start spreading the power of positivity and just.
Yeah. We're going to try and mix it up here.
So,
all right.
If I was rating this episode as an episode of some other series, it would be a 7 out of 10. Maybe even a 7.5. It really had a few flaws I didn't like, but other than that, I think it was a pretty solid episode. Now, if I relate it to the actual series we're watching,
okay, no.
A 6. A 6. You can't ignore it. I'm sorry, you can't ignore that.
We can. Tom's going to be depressed if we talk about it as part of the series. Go ahead, Jen. Please give us some positivity. Great to have you.
I enjoyed it.
9. That's low. Go ahead.
Well, because I was smiling and I was engaged, and I'm really now excited for the next season of Mandalorian.
You want to see more Jaw and love scenes?
Real quick, did anyone think when Boba told Fennec, "I'll do something for you that no one else will, I'll have your back and I'll give myself for you"? I had a really weird Ned Stark vibe for a couple seconds, and I was like, "Oh shoot!" I don't think that they would just do that so soon. But why would they put that line in there?
So do you get in fantasy? Is there an extra 20 points if you kill Boba Fett? If your character kills Boba Fett?
No, she won't do it. I think he'll do the sacrifice Ned Stark type, being good, and it was just a weird because when they put that line in there, it's like they didn't do that for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
this is the problem that I think people might not have seen Jen for a while, so they might forget her ranking system. She was the one where we had a 5-point ranking system, and she never ranked anything 5 or below. She always ranked it above. So if she's giving this a 9, I'm not sure how positive that actually is.
That
All
is
right.
true.
Good,
We
Alex.
all worked on a 1 to 5 scale. Jen worked on a 4 to 8 scale. So the sliding
Wait,
scale
when
was
we did,
completely
how many helmets was it? It was 5 helmets,
It's
right?
5. If you give it like 6.5, 7,
Yeah,
Yeah.
8, 9
that's
helmet,
true.
you were
That's
always
true.
way off.
Yeah, you
All right.
made me create extra helmets.
That's true.
I don't know if I should do. I'm going to do Dom because I don't know if I can take Pete's.
I'll go Pete first. Go Pete.
Oh,
Go Pete.
all right,
you
Pete
go
it
ahead.
is. Pete, just on this episode, not. I don't want to hear about not paying
No,
crime lords.
We can't just do. Well, here's the problem.
Yes, we can. We're reviewing episode 5. That's it. Episode 5.
But it's episode 5 of what?
It does, Book of Fett, but it's episode
Hey,
5.
If I tell you you're going to be watching, hey, you're going to watch the NFE championship game, but you know what? For the third quarter, instead, we're going to show you the Sixers playing the Bucks.
Not doing it.
Wait,
Not doing
what?
it.
Okay,
Not doing
okay.
it.
That's kind of what they did. Here's the problem. They bait and switched us with a Mando episode under the guise of this being Book of Boba Fett episode 5, which is fine. I'm a fan of Mando. I love that series. It is enjoyable. But even now, when I think about it, on the merits of this being a Mando episode,
Pete, hang on.
I'm not
Pete,
100% in love with it because of the fact that there's a lot of wasted time here. But in comparison to what they've been giving me, which I'm not supposed to talk about because apparently I'm going to pretend like I didn't watch the first 4 episodes.
Nope.
I'm still going to be a little disappointed.
Pete,
What
I'm
did
gonna.
we really accomplish in the Book of Boba Fett, which is the series we were talking about? What did we accomplish by watching this episode? Mando's in.
You put together one good episode of the whole season.
Mando's in, but that's what I'm saying. And I enjoyed it. I had fun. I loved watching the episode. It's in rethinking about it and watching it again where I start to pick a little bit like, well, we didn't need the TSA bit. Like that
That's
was
the problem. Don't watch
we
it again.
didn't need to spend 15 minutes of them rebuilding this Naboo fighter. I don't care about it being a Naboo fighter or going through Beggar's Canyon, but we spent a lot of time rebuilding this shit when we could have been doing something more important.
This might shed a little light on something for you, but there's this thing called 4-act structure. It's different than what we use in the West. In Eastern literature, they use what they call a 4-act structure, which is you have an introduction, a development, a twist, and then a conclusion. That third act, the twist, always features some outside thing that seems unrelated that then ties in that last conclusion. I think that's what they're doing here. This is the twist.
I hope so, but I don't know what
to bring in that ties everything up at the end. So it's not unprecedented. I know it seems weird because of what we're used to as far as our 3-act structure, but it's not unprecedented. So I'd say keep an open mind. Don't push it out just because.
I'm not, because again, I enjoyed the episode. I did. I feel bad for Boba Fett. I like Dom. I mean, we joke, and Dom, it might seem like I'm picking on some of the things that you're hoping for, but I just think Disney's the ones that's screwing you and us who are fans of Boba Fett by what they are doing, because they are not going to give us the badass that we want. They've already created that with somebody else.
What are you talking about?
Feeling that thunder, and it's a little sad and a little hurtful.
Well, we'll do. I don't understand what clear plastic bags is saying here. Boards should be cheap. And Pete, do we have a question from Ruben? Ruben would like to know if they rebuilt the Razor Crest, do you hate the episode as much?
I don't hate the Naboo fighter as much as Marco and JJ did. But yes, the Razor Crest would have been fine, but we still don't need to watch the whole episode and then rebuilding it. We didn't watch him and the Ugnaught spend that much time rebuilding it. So why do we need like this much time here? I just feel like ultimately, as far as storyline goes, we only have so many episodes. It's the same problem I have with some of the other Disney Plus, like the Marvel stuff, where the pacing is just ultimately off when you look at it as a whole. Like, why aren't we progressing this story properly? Like, I still feel that we don't have any real sense of who the real big bad is or why we should even care or fear them. And we only have 2 episodes left.
Do you guys?
We'll get into it after we get Dom's opinion on.
But ultimately, I will say this episode, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I'll give it a 7 based off of that on its own. Whether it's a Mando episode, a Boba Fett episode, I'll give it a 7. But I still felt like they dragged their feet through a lot of it. And we can get into the rest of it later. move on. I don't want to keep dragging this on this.
All right, I can see what you're kind of saying here. All right,
Real
go
quick,
ahead.
Do you think they'll have Mando come in the last episode, kind of like Captain Marvel did during Endgame, like come speeding in on his ship? And
why are they shooting up there?
And then headbutt the pikes. He just comes in, headbutts.
Then a Foo Fighter comes zipping in.
Okay, sorry.
All right. And think about this question because we'll go around the horn and answer it later. Which would you prefer? 15-minute watching Mando build a ship, 15 minutes of Boba learning how to ride?
Oh, God. Well, don't see that. That's an unfair question.
Dom, go neither. Jesus Christ. That's because we're going to get both. Dom, go ahead. No, don't think of that question, actually. My bad.
Well, listen, I have to go with Sam was saying about, how they do the twist and how they do the beginning, the twist. And so I believe that, people think that they just threw this episode in there for telling people, hey, listen, throw them a curve. But the fact is that they do things particularly situation ways.
Well, don't give me that. Don't give me the blind faith in that they're going to get there. Just think of this. I had to look at it, just this episode on its own. This Book of Boba Fett episode, you rank it how you felt. Honestly.
Well, me personally, when I told you about that Mando was going to show up in this episode, I thought it was going to be towards the end. That he was going to come in. I didn't expect a whole episode with Mando. That was a surprise. And the way they world build, what they showed was awesome. Look, I'm going to give you straight out. This episode was a 9 for me. And the way they presented it, and just the first 5 minutes when Mando went in and kicked everybody's ass and was violent about it, that alone told me, wow, they could take Mando, make him the character that Boba Fett should have been. And
that's what I'm trying to get at with you.
I'm going to be honest with you. That's the one problem I do have.
That's what I'm trying to get out of you, because I know you got to be bothered by that, because I'm bothered by it a bit, and I'm not as near a big a fan of Boba Fett that you are, but I like Boba Fett too, and I am bothered by the fact that they're giving all of the cool moments to somebody else.
I know
that bothers me.
That's the problem I do have. Believe me, I sit there, I watch the episodes over, and I sit there and I'm like, damn, if Mando didn't exist, this would be Boba Fett doing all this stuff. But there is a reason why. Look, people do think that Disney's shitting on all the legacy characters. Yeah, kind of, but they want to move forward to their own narrative. Boba Fett was a legacy character that was loved. Mysterious people used to say he was overrated. All these things back in the day, growing up. Oh, what's so good about him? All these things. For Disney to bring back a character that was dead for 42 years, there's a reason they're going to use him.
Leave him dead.
What happened?
Leave him dead.
But exactly. You can leave him dead, but to take him and resurrect him to bring a show and to put him back in the spotlight is a reason. And I'm still going on the fact that there's bigger and better things for him in the long run. He may not be the badass that he was.
You're hoping.
Look, I'm gonna
let him go.
Put on hope. Definitely hope that they put him in the direction where
Star Wars is built on.
When everything's all said and done, people go like, "Oh shit! How come I didn't see this? How come this? I didn't really picture this, but it's badass." And that's why all these little tidbits that they're putting in the shows and talking about the legends and all these things, it leads to something bigger. Look, it may not be Boba Fett, and I may be like tooting just my own tune because I want him to be bigger and better. But I truly believe that there's going to be something more to him moving forward. He may get killed, he may die, who knows? But there's something more that they're going to put this character out. Look, it's not just to sell toys. It's not, because think about it. You put
like the Razor Crest.
What? Well,
like the Razor Crest.
But there, but look, characters are different. If you bring a character out and you shit on the character and sell toys,
like Han Solo,
people aren't going to buy them anymore like they used to. Boba Fett. Everybody always wants the Boba Fett toy. You put out Boba Fett toys just because you want to put them out. They're not going to buy him the way they buy him when he's a hot, popular character. Look, people buy all the Mando stuff now.
That's the thing. It's the wrestling. It's the wrestling trope. Right. They're using Boba to put Mando over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look,
I hate. You want to know why I hate this? Is because I don't want. And this is it. Like, it sounds sometimes like I'm giving Dom a hard time. I don't want them to do. And Jedi brought this up earlier. Although I wish I didn't know so much. I don't want them to do to Dom what they've done to me. You know what I mean? Like, and George did it too with Han not shooting. I know everybody jokes on me about it, but George did it too. And now they're doing it again. And it's like the promise of Disney. And there wasn't a larger supporter when everyone was crying, well, they killed Legacy. Yeah, they're going to bring it back and redo it because that was a promise. And I had hope. I've had hope for a while. Even this series, go back and watch a month ago when me and Dom were going, dude, yeah, don't worry about it. I got hope. And then now this is what we're getting at this point. I didn't want to get into that part of the series. I wanted to just, did you give it how many stars you gave it, Dom? I'm sorry if I missed it.
No, I gave it a 9. I gave it a 9 because I liked it from the beginning when it first started that he was badass, and
agreed.
He cut a dude in half.
Technically quarters.
Disney.
Technically
he cut his head off. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
and then he cut his head off. And if you look at the bag, you can
He
really
didn't
see.
cut him at the knees.
But
so it was like a
the
half
way
and then
he
2 quarters.
violently went down on the guy, killing him, cutting him in half, and then look, just that one scene made Mando a total badass. That like, holy shit, this guy is friggin' he's even the first episode.
He had 2 seasons that made him a badass though.
I know,
here's the real question, Dom. Would he be more or less badass if he spent 4 episodes in a Bacta tank?
Look, and I'm gonna get back. Look, that's another theory.
No, I am too. I'm so scared of what they're gonna do with Obi. Now I'm so scared.
I'm not.
Really? After this?
I'm not scared at all.
Nope. No.
I
we're talking about 2 different things.
No, I actually think that the Obi-Wan series, there's a lot going for it, and it's gonna be badass.
Yeah, Dom, I get that, but like what? Okay, all right. So can I give my review of this episode real quickly because I guess
you can.
So if you listen to Wednesday show on the TAC, I gave it an 8, but then I had to watch it again because I always have to watch it again after that, and unfortunately, it's gone to a 7 now. And the reason is a lot of the stuff that Pete said, because when I started watching the first part, I got so enamored. And this is the part of Star Wars I like. That first part where he's on the space station. So cool. So cool. Him going out for the bounty. Cool. I think it was a little bit excessive with the cutting or whatever, because then he had to cut off the head. Didn't make sense. But the head in the bag was cool. All that other stuff was cool. The bounty thing, how they introduced new characters that we've only seen in comic books before. I thought that was cool. When he gets down and does that little deep stuff, that fan happiness where he talks to the armor, and she could not be cast, but that sure does seem like it is, or give reference back to the cartoon a lot. It did the Sabine Wren training, all that type of fan happiness. That's how I love it when Star Wars does that stuff, and because it develops a storyline and moves it forward. They move so much of the story of they move more of the Mandalorian storyline than they have of Boba Fett in this whole series in the first 15 minutes of this episode. And then they decide to throw all the greatness out and shit on it. They did the TSA thing, which they overextended, which they really didn't need to do. They brought an N1 back for no reason. You could have come up with a new ship. You could have done the borrowing Bobas and then give them the N1 at the end. You could have done so many things that would have been better than the montage of I have intercourse with Jawas for the 15th time. I heard you the first time. I heard you the second time. I heard you the 5th time. I didn't need to hear it every single time, right? Like, and then they went to, of course, they went and did pod racing, because why wouldn't you do pod racing? When you look at what they did in the first 15 minutes, where they made mentions of the Thousand Tears, where they made mentions of the water underneath Mandalore, where they made mentions of Concordia, like, that's cool. That's what I want to see more of, and that's what I wish they did. So I moved it down to 7, because as it progressed, we started getting more of this bullshit filler. There's nothing more to say about it. The whole shipbuilding scene was bullshit filler. The stopping at the TSA, bullshit filler. Driving through the cannons, bullshit filler. That's all it was. There wasn't anything great about that.
Highway Patrol out in outer space.
Well, I can't criticize it because I like the actor that plays Opa.
You can criticize it just because you like the actor who was in the scene.
I mean, I thought if you're right, the one thing that I do not have a problem with is if you're going to do a callback to your own show, and that was a callback to his own show. So I'm not, I always get taken as like the angry dude that yells about all this stuff. But the truth is, I don't have a problem with that stuff. I don't have problems with them calling back to Rebels. I don't have a problem with, as long as it develops a story, or is something funny like, oh yeah, shit, they did show up in the show. And by the way, they fired that one character and had to replace it, and they replaced it with a deep fake. Like, that shit's kind of fucking funny when you think about it. Like on a
Wow.
level, they literally, the person you fired replaced with the deep fake of Luke Skywalker. That's some funny shit, dude.
You
That's some funny
say
shit.
you like it if it progresses the story, but honestly, did that scene progress the story, or
But
do
it
you
was
like
funny,
it just
but it's gotta
because
be
you like
funny.
the character they called back to?
No, I thought it was funny. I thought that was actually a funny
know you
joke
thought it was-
because they didn't
What,
pay.
what I'm getting at, I'm sorry. What I'm getting at is that you hated the Naboo Fighter 1, but I'm sure there are some people who loved that callback as much as you loved.
Right, but the Naboo
My
callback.
problem is we're
the
building
Naboo
a storyline just
the
based off
Naboo
the callback.
callback.
We're not getting a story.
Hold on. The Naboo callback was 17 minutes and 38 seconds. The airspace thing was a minute and 30. So time-wise, I can accept it.
I know. I'm just saying, but somebody
Plus,
loved
by
that
the way,
as much.
but once again, the callback in space that had to do with Mandalore. That was actually a callback from the Mandalorian. Naboo 1 was not a callback. The Cannons was not a callback from his series. So yes, I kind of had a problem with that. Yes,
But
and
this also isn't Mandalorian.
This episode was. The fuck
Did
it
you
wasn't.
guys kind of think before this one started? I kind of thought we were going to get 2 to 3 bounty hunters for the next 2 episodes, where we saw like little bits of action mixed with like her being like, "Hey, got a job for you," and then that way, by the last episode, we see part of the team at least like assembled.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna get a Book of Fett 2. I think this is gonna go into season 2. I don't think this is anywhere close to being done.
I mean, I want to just throw out kind of a revolutionary idea with writing, but what if, and bear with me here, what if the humorous scenes were also consequential? What if they were both funny, brief, and meaningful?
So the
Wouldn't
fuzzy
that be crazy?
Jawa is going to come back.
So
and
having
how?
No, I mean, like,
interspecies intercourse at a
like the
different meaning.
TSA thing. The TSA thing could have been funny. It wasn't that funny, but it could have been funny and consequential in that when he gets off the ship, something's missing. The dark saber's
It wasn't.
missing.
That's
Yeah,
what
that's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah,
Absolutely, but that's what I was saying was the difference of the difference of Space Cop in that is at least Space Cop has something to do with the Mandalorian storyline. The TSA for 20 minutes.
Okay, but let's take that for an example. So you've got Space Cops. He flies off, and you're like, haha, he totally burned him. And they're like, whatever. But what if now there's a warrant out for his arrest, and now they're on the search for this N1 fighter? Right now, there's a consequence to that humorous scene.
Okay,
that will have a payoff, or should have had a payoff in that episode.
Well, you heard him say the thing about the voice, right? You did hear him say the thing about the voice, right?
Yeah, I think that scene is actually one thing that may have a payoff in the future, but a lot of the other stuff doesn't.
Yeah, like Dom said, I think Dom said
nothing.
early on when we first started off that he sees those characters showing back up throughout the Mandalorian TV show, and I don't disagree with that. I think they're absolutely going to. Yeah, they should have had. I don't know if they should have had 2 hard. Okay, so now if you'd like to, you can go spiel how this episode played into the series, which I think we got everybody but Dom agrees it was. I mean, it just made the series look worse, right?
It didn't. It didn't play into it that much.
I mean, the contrast between Boba Fett and Din Djarin is unavoidable now. Like, you cannot look at these 2 characters and say that they're equal badass. You can't. And that's probably the biggest downfall of this particular episode.
Yeah. Man, I'm disappointed. All right, well, it's good that the show really brings up the energy.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm always saying about the things, the details in everything that's been playing out. Even if it wasn't Boba Fett, it's Mando, but there's still details in the Mando episode that actually has ramifications for Boba Fett down the road too. And isn't it like particular the water, the Bacta tank, the tripped out scene when Boba Fett was walking to get the gaffy stick. Talk about the water on Mandalore. Everything's about water. So there's something symbolic about the water. And they showed it so many times in Boba Fett's flashbacks and the Bacta tank. So there's something going that's about water.
It's going to drown. That's how he bites it.
Okay, but Dom, you're making that connection, sure. But are the writers and the directors of the show making that connection?
I think he might. He might be onto something. I mean, Camino is a whole water-based planet.
I think he said it. I think that's the revive. Once again, I really do think this is what we're going to get in the end scene eventually. Is what we're going to end up getting is the black saber somehow is going to be pierced into either the planet of Mandalore or Concordian Dawn, and Grogu's going to use the Force to revive the water, and then it's going to regrow just like Concordia did.
Well, let me ask you a question. Who's to say?
But you're talking about the end of a different series.
Yes,
Yeah,
I've always thought this series was going to play in. I always thought this was going to play. I always thought this was going to lead up to a recovering of Mandalore.
Who's to say that it's not Mandalore? Who's to say it's Tatooine? Because they keep going to Tatooine. Remember, Tatooine had waters. You know what I'm saying? So there's something big. You're going to keep going to a planet where people keep complaining, oh, you're going to Tatooine. Why is Tatooine? Yeah, I know it's the focal point to all the trade, but there's something more to it.
But
no, it's just Skywalker.
Tatooine are they going to just rewrite the end of number 9? Because she buries the sabers in the sand. There's no water yet there.
I look, like I said, we don't know how they're going about things. I don't think they're rewriting anything. I think that they're going to put things in perspective. I actually think more that if Mandalore is uninhabitable to live, the new Mandalore can become Tatooine.
But I don't. That's where I was trying to.
Also uninhabitable.
I try to explain is like the moon of Mandalore. It is already in canon that the moon of Mandalore at one point they mined it and they pretty much it was almost inhabitable. When Death Watch ended up taking over, which they thought they eradicated Death Watch, when it first started taking over, it hid in the mines, and by using the waters in the moon underneath the mines, it ended up turning forest back because the moon was originally a forest planet. It ended up regrowing some of the forest planet on the moon. That's how important the water is in the moon of Mandalore. Now, are they going to use the moon, or are they actually talking about the aqueducts underneath Concord? Is it Dune? Yes, it's Dune.
Well, look, a lot of the story for Mandalore is in Legends. So,
it's the Pikes. The Pikes control it. So now maybe Boba can control it.
Regardless of the fact, the Pikes are the main villain. There's nobody else. But
why do we?
Are we sure this time? Because it was other people before.
It's gotta be Fennec Shand.
Well, ultimately, why do we care? Are we really scared of 12 fish dudes wearing helmets coming off a ship? Like, ultimately, if people didn't watch Clone Wars and people didn't watch,
hang on, Pete. I've had some really bad fish sticks before.
That's my only problem. You can't have a bad that no one cares. Like, your hero is only as good as its villain.
It's gonna be Fennec Shand, dude. It's gotta be Fennec Shand.
At the end of 3, how many did they say that they saw?
There's like 12.
There's like 12 or
12. I think
you counted so many coming off the ship, and there's more coming. Like how many did? But they said there was like more than.
Yeah, they said more would come.
Oh, so you're thinking Piranha 3D, but on Tatooine? Is that where you're getting at?
I just think
my only point about it is it really doesn't matter. Like, are the Pikes known to be like ruthless killers and fighters? No, not really.
No,
so why are we scared of them?
Well, obviously the water
would
have.
Getting at.
Okay, so the water would have the force because everything has the force of nature in it.
I'm not saying water, rivers.
What I'm saying is that like you'd have to have the water is what the point of rehabiting Mandalore.
I think it was just not a poor. I think it was a bad decision the way that they rolled out how Book of Fett was going to be coming. Like, it was a surprise. Like, none of us were planning on it. Like, when we saw Mando and we saw, Book of Fett, like, that's coming next. Like, we thought we were going to get something other than, you guys realize this is just a bridge to continue our Mandalorian story, right?
It wasn't.
We all forgot. I think we forgot about that in our excitement to know we were getting a Boba Fett series.
No, it wasn't. We thought. They fucking told us.
Well, whether they told us or we thought, like, the same difference to me. Like, you would have thought that anyway. When we saw that, Book of Fett, like, it didn't matter what they said. I was all in. And then they gave me what I should have been thinking about and should have expected, as opposed to what I had dreamt about when I was playing with my action figures when I was 10 years old. Like,
I just hope that, like, I think that Mando's going to go out and find other sects. I really hope he does. I hope he gets trained in the Darksaber, and they kind of
Marco's
Again,
all
you're
in on the
talking about
Mandalorian
Mando
story.
This
Ignoring
is supposed to be
watching
about
the
Boba
Book of
Fett.
Boba Fett.
I'm not gonna. I mean,
We got to
I'm
wrap
not
this
gonna-
Boba thing up first,
Yeah,
man.
Boba's done. I mean, like, yeah, that's only 2. Why? There's not much to wrap up. Let it go. There's 2
Dude,
left.
we still don't know what's going to happen to the Vespas.
Who cares? You care? Are you vested in? I mean, seriously, at this point,
It's the most important thing. It's the most consequential thing that's happened in the series so far.
What care? No, I think besides Mando, what? I mean, are you vested in any character?
Fennec.
I want to make sure that the Major Domo has plenty of robes to last him the rest of the year. I need to know where Blue Vespa Girl is going to get more rear view mirrors. I need to know. I need to know
what Garza Whip is going to be wearing next week.
I need to make sure that the mod parlor has plenty of DJs to come.
He's not. Don't say DJ.
Don't say DJ. You're gonna piss people off.
Some guy got mad at me for saying fucking DJ because he's a music producer or some other shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Fucking. I got hit up.
Go off calling Thundercat.
He had to take it because some dude's calling me out for calling that dude a DJ because I said he made music.
You too. Yeah, same.
Yeah. So
I want to know what happens to Max Rebo, and that's all.
He gets the
feedback.
Does Max Rebo make it out alive?
Yeah, I mean, okay. I think but I'm talking about any of the new characters. Any of the new characters, like even at this point with Black King, well, he got the.
Can we just clear one thing up? Jessica Biel is married to Justin Timberlake. Yes, Jennifer Biel was in Flashdance.
Yes,
their names are
so. Just clear that up.
Can we also clear up that for some reason you guys all have furry fetishes? Can we also clear that up?
Not furry.
Okay, cosplay fetishes, I guess.
It's the same. Like with her, with the Twilight, she might as well just be
like Marge. Is that work for you too? Or are you like, wow, Marge looks really hot right about now?
No, I'm not talking about. You're not comparing apples to apples here.
Felma
wearing a hat.
Hey, wait, what's the one from the kids in the mystery bus? Thelma and what's her name?
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo. When the girls from Scooby-Doo show up, you guys are like, ooh. Hey now, how you doing? Like, come on, guys.
So what if
or Velma?
What if Boba does build what he can on Tatooine, but then everyone sees his sacrifice for his like lieutenant number 1, right? And then that like becomes like a martyr of like the new way of like, oh shit, like that was pretty freaking badass. No,
I mean it would be badass if it was like a really if they had like if it was like 300, right? Like the Spartan stand against the Persian siege, but they'd have to pile up a lot of bodies before that got cool because right now it's 6 people against the Pikes, right?
Yeah, because they're not really giving us the tribe. Like, I get his plan, you need a tribe, but they're really not giving us that, which is what they should be building. If that's really his mantra, his thing, you need a tribe to succeed, then he really
I thought that's what this episode was going to be.
Went off hiring him bounty hunters. He's not building a tribe himself.
Well,
that's what I thought this episode was going to be, was building the tribe.
Well,
I'm with Pete. I thought this episode was going to be building the tribe, showing us the threat that is the Pikes, and actually advancing the story. Instead,
Mando showing up.
We didn't even get the main character.
Yeah,
I didn't expect Mando coming.
Yeah, because they gave us Mando, which is great.
I expected 5 minutes.
No problem with Mando, but he's still one guy who's going to help this tribe. We can't. We only have 2 episodes left. We don't have time to bring everybody else
off screen. They're probably doing it off screen because.
But what? That's my problem. Don't do stuff.
Can't do it off screen.
Hey,
what if they did a montage of like different characters, like him?
How do we drag this long?
Yeah.
Right? What if they do different characters and it's just like character flash, and then being like, I'm in, and then all of a sudden it's like,
yeah,
maybe next episode to do it.
But then they should have done something.
You only give me 1 episode as a payoff.
Look, it's hard to do an entire series with 7 episodes. And
we were giving way too much credit to writers because I've written stuff too. I'm not saying I can write this stuff, but don't just blindly just say it's a hard job. Yes, it is a hard job, but it's not an impossible job, and it can be done better than what they've done.
As fans, that's my only point. Look at the theories that came out with Rise of Skywalker. How badass the Rise of Skywalker was when the theories came out, but then when the movie came out, it sucked.
Well, that was a forced We're going to completely scrap what this guy's been working on for a while. We're going to completely rewrite it, bring somebody else in because we got to make this date. Let's hurry up.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a mess.
Different situation.
And I think like that's part of the stuff I'm saying. Like, are we cheering for certain things to get like? That's why I don't really read the fan sites, like the theory sites, because they're just that, and some of them don't logically make any sense. And if you actually had it all, it once again is like eating 80 cupcakes, but just eating the tops and not getting any, like nothing else. Like there's diminishing return, right?
The cake
So,
is
like,
the best part. I don't care what anybody says.
not what
Not the
I'm-
icing. It's the cake.
So like you.
That's not what I'm doing. I don't have.
Well, okay, JJ. If at this
I don't
point,
have an investment in anything.
yeah, I know, but I want
just
a good
want to
storyline.
see the story I was pitched.
No, I get that, but what I'm saying is like sometimes I think there's just too many different sects, just like with the Mandalorians. There are certain sects that are like, okay, cool. I saw XYZ's video. This is what they said, and I read this on Reddit, so this is going to happen. Even though it doesn't make any like the Kira thing. Remember, everybody's so excited to see Kira. Makes no fucking sense. But
well, I know, and that's
fuck it. People were like, so awesome when she's going to show up. It's same thing with all the rest of them. Like, is it? No. Like, that's my question. I'd rather just have them. My thing is, I like the storytelling to be good. And this,
and that's what I'm talking about.
I did not have a problem with the storytelling. Yeah, but you guys have had a problem since day one. First two, I didn't have
no, I did not have a problem since day one. I enjoyed episodes 1 and 2. My only problem was I thought they should have been released together. I thought the way they broke the episodes up was done poorly. I like the content. Ultimately,
I don't think it has. I think they've done a great. No, and once again, like we can disagree on stuff too. Like I know people don't like the Rian Johnson movie, but I actually like that movie. Like I like that movie. So like I get
like
that
one better than the other two. Look,
yeah, I mean I like that better than the other two. But like
everybody, look, us as Star Wars fans, we have a hard time.
Yes, Sam. I only like the tops of cupcakes
with the storytelling of what's going on. But you got to think back. The storytelling wasn't that good back in the day either.
On some of it, I don't.
It still had a beginning, middle,
the original trilogy.
end.
As much as we loved it, as a kid, you look at it now, you're like, "Holy shit, this is bad." Because the dialogue was bad.
No, it had a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yeah, I know, but the writing wasn't as good as it could have been. If you look
I understand what you're saying with that, but I disagree because it fulfills not only that nostalgia part of me remembering watching it for the first time, but excluding the parts that they changed, it is what it was supposed to be. So I still enjoy it for what it originally is because I know you can put it in that time of peace. I don't have a problem with that. That's maybe why I dislike when they do this stuff. Like I even like 1, 2, and 3. Like I don't have a problem with those movies, and I will watch them. And I know you guys do, but I don't. I don't have a problem with what? Okay, I get it. I understand. Okay, you guys can have, but what I'm saying is like I have zero problems with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. None. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with any of the Clone Wars.
It's astounding.
Any of the
no problem with 8 at all.
No. And no, I have no problem with it. I have no problem with the Clone War stuff. I mean, like, yes, there's that little part with the prison scene, whatever, but there's little parts of all of Star Wars because it's imperfect that you're going to find. That's different between having what Star Wars is, where they're moving a story along, and what they have done now with Resistance, this, and what they did with. That's why I dislike.
Think about that. Just quickly think about this. Just quickly ponder this idea. We had an entire trilogy of movies about the rise of Darth Vader, episodes 1, 2, and 3, where the biggest deal of the whole thing was the Clone Wars, and they gave us absolutely shit of the actual Clone Wars in 3 movies. They had to make a whole separate animated series to explain to us the biggest deal of what they could have told us about why Anakin was cool. Instead, they gave us Trade Federation embargo blocks blocking planets.
So you're saying they expanded the universe, and built up the universe.
The wrong things to put on screen.
So time out. What you're telling me is they expanded the universe and did storytelling and expanded the whole storytelling.
They didn't expand the universe. They leveraged World War II and just rehashed things that happened elsewhere and put it in a galaxy far, far away in a very cliched and even somewhat racist way.
I will agree that it is racist. You cannot defend that part of it. It is racist.
Saying, but that's what I'm talking about. They chose the wrong things to actually put on screen of what they could have given us from that timeline in those stories. That's the only problem. And it's
I like the development. I like the development. The parts that I have problem with is one, the racist part that you mentioned already, and I also have a problem with some of the rehashing where like with the Tatooine stuff. Like I get that, but like a lot of the other development, how you show where the cartel started off, the stuff that added into that, which built into the Clone Wars, like all that beginning story building added a lot more story building into Star Wars and a lot more lore. That's why I don't have a problem with it. Where I don't believe any of that shit happened.
With the Hutt Cartel.
What?
What story building did we get with the Hutt Cartel in the actual?
Oh, that they took over Mos Espa and that he ended up running the thing, and then his sister tried to take it over. If you read the background stories, his one cousin,
don't give me background. I'm talking about what was actually in the movies. That's the problem.
No, you can't do that because it's always part of it.
No, that's exactly the point. The point is what you show me on screen.
No, because it's not. Going around a circle. It isn't, because Star Wars isn't just the fucking movies. It's literally.
I know it's not just the movies. My point is, don't tell me the better stuff happens over there while you're making me pay for what's right here.
They added on to it. I said they added on to it, which is what they did.
Because they got better writers to fix the mistakes that they made.
No, that Jedi's back. So that
means these guys used to host a show on their own together.
Because I'm telling you, Jen left. Jen hasn't been around a while, and Marco's negativity seeped into me, and now
it's not. I'm not even negative. You guys can paint. I was with down and positivity.
Right there. Heel turn.
Jen, I'm sorry. I have no clue what the cupcake thing is. I don't know what's going on at this point. Let's get into.
Do you guys think we're going to get Dark Disciple?
Fuck. At this point, I hope
I would hope, but probably not.
I hope they don't. Not after they did this.
Yeah, Marco's just convinced they'll screw everything up, but I want to see it.
You'll get a lightly shady disciple.
Well, apparently they were talking about that there's more Clone Wars episodes that they're going to do eventually down the road. So we might get it. You know, the son of Dathomir, Dark Disciple.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
I'll take that. I'll definitely take that.
Clone Wars, absolutely.
I also just want to see Boss in live action.
Did you ever see that? What's that one?
Scorekeeper.
Scorekeeper. Have you ever seen Scorekeeper, Jen? Where it has the Dr. Afra is terrible in that.
I sent it to him. Dr. Afra's so bad in it, but
you sent it to me. I've seen it before, but yeah, I'll send it back to me again. And I'll send it out.
Let me throw something out to you guys, to the other five of you. Let me throw something out to you. Out of everything you guys just said, of what you're hoping to see, what you are all hoping to see is material we already know the outcome of. What I would really like to see personally is something new.
I'm still hoping
that's so hard to do. That's why I actually like the Rian Johnson movie. For a second, I thought we were going to get something new. For a second, I thought, hey, maybe Rey is not related to the Skywalkers or this little part of the galaxy. Maybe she could be somebody else, and that would be great. And then, nope, she's a Palpatine.
You know,
Star Wars doesn't have. Lopez. Not to me. Star Wars doesn't. Star Wars has got a couple L's. They got 7 and 9. They got Resistance, and this looks like it's turning into L. That's the only L's I'll give Star Wars. You're misinterpreting what I'm saying. They're making fun of me and telling me that what I enjoy about Star Wars isn't Star Wars, isn't L's.
No one's making fun
in my
of you.
case, I like. Oh, I know you agree with the Johnson thing, so I'm glad I brought you over to the dark side and enjoying the Johnson movie. But to tell you the truth, I mean, I love Star Wars, and I love the majority of Star Wars.
Has Star Wars become like DC Comics, where I'd just rather see animated stuff than?
No. Here's the problem with that. The reason why people love the DC animated stuff is because they are adapting stories you already know the outcome of. They are adapting your favorite stories.
I don't know the outcome of Bad Batch.
What can they do to save both?
But
no, I'm not doing the Resistance law stick. I am not doing it. I cannot.
No, wait. What if? Because I felt like I watched Resistance, but like I liked Mika Gray's character because I thought it was going to be like an Afra type of a thing, and then they went somewhere else with it. I would watch more of like her in the past before she got stuck in the Sith Temple.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. there's characters that I think, like, I don't have a problem with them taking characters or even stories and expanding on them. That's what Rogue One was. Rogue One was a story we knew the outcome of, more or less, but we got basically 3 minutes of it in actual canon, and now we got a whole movie, and the movie's great. So I don't have a problem with them going there.
And then that end Vader scene.
I disagree with this too. I actually really disagree with this too. All right, go ahead. He said that if you take the novels and the comics, there's plenty of L's. There's a lot.
No, I like
more
the novels.
Yeah, if you add in the novels, then it's not even comparable. There's tons of W's in the novels.
Yeah.
Tons of W's.
You know what happened?
Yeah, over under on canon novels is pretty good.
It's like 96%. Yeah,
people are knocking the High Republic stuff, right? Because this and that.
I don't know if that's
brand new. No, I'm just saying a lot of people are knocking that stuff, but there's a lot of brand new lore that they're putting inside those books 200 years before the Skywalker.
I think they're doing a good job with it. Overall.
What happened was they should have did things differently with the whole Skywalker saga. Everything that's built now is all Skywalker. Everything is Skywalker. They should have made the 3 movies, the rise and fall of Vader. The prequels, not even do the prequels, do a different story in a different part of the galaxy without even these characters, without even anybody knowing who Luke or Leia is. Brand new characters and have a different outcome, because everything was based on that heritage, that family, and it went all over the place. Because now you're backtracking, you're putting this here, you're putting this there. This guy's related to this guy. This is, and they can't. The stories aren't good because there is not, like Pete said, there's nothing new coming out of it.
They painted themselves in a box.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why there's more L's now than W's. And that's the problem.
There's not more L's. And by the way,
But
Darth Lopez, you're not a Star Wars fan, though. I mean, I get it.
If you go with the broad populace who doesn't read all of the novels, they don't read all the comics, the people who are just watching the movies and maybe they have a Disney Plus subscription and just watching the TV shows, that's what they have to work with. And I don't want everything catered to them, but at the same time, even when you, like Dom, you said like the rise and fall of Vader. Did we really get the rise of Vader, or do we just get? I don't know about this kid.
It's skipped over Vader,
and then
I saw Rise go. No,
I know, but they should just
never
have the
reached
story
like a height where they're like, you know what, this kid is hope. None of them actually felt that way the entire time we watched it. All of them were just, I don't know about this
guy's
kid.
not good.
Keep an eye on him.
Just had Vader when he first appeared in New Hope, and that was it. No back story of Vader.
We'll review the last thing. I would like Wayseeker. I would actually just real quickly on the adult novels, leading all the way up to, because you're saying there's tons of L's, leading all the way up to High Republic, and even in High Republic, the adult novels, the ones that Scott did, the ones that Greg did.
He's just saying the novels for.
I wasn't saying that things now. I'm saying that in the past, the novels.
Go ahead. There's not in new canon. I can't. The only L I think you might be able to call out is Phasma. That's it.
And I actually liked Phasma's book because of the Mad Max story type of story that it was. Wasteland.
With Tarkin, though. All right, is Jedi around?
I think he gave up. He was like, "I've had enough."
Jedi's back. He woke up. Thank you. Sorry about that, Jedi.
Jedi. I had enough of you guys.
As he should, because we got way off topic. And then I just checked private chat. Okay, Jedi would like to give us the fantasy stuff. So, Pete, do you have the fantasy stuff, Rick?
I do, but I got to share. Hold on, give me a second. I'll bring it up.
Is that where we're going?
We can do it. We're doing fantasy stuff, right? Wake up. We have the fantasy up. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't pay attention to the number below. That should tell you 5. So we're moving on.
A great lineup. Boba Fett. So successful for me.
No change.
Yep. Sorry, bud. Boba Fett on the Boba Fett show. You get nothing.
Zero change.
I think that's a first.
That's not the first year.
At least last time I got 1 point out of him.
Never not getting a point.
He's not the last.
Nope.
He had 0 points.
We got another goose egg.
Goose egg.
With number 4, and that is Jedi and Sam.
Yeah.
But you guys got 8 points, so you are in 4th place. My team also got a goose egg because we were having a Mandalorian episode. So we are still stuck in that third space, only by a point. So it's very close here at the bottom. Meanwhile, up in the upper levels of Coruscant, we got a point. Because Fennec showed up at the very, very end to say, hey, Mando, we got a job for you. And then Dom riding high.
If there are no questions, that's it. Told you, not much happened this week.
Yeah, it was a rough week, and
I don't think
the scores are pretty disparate, if I'm pronouncing that word properly.
Is anybody moving anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, right?
Why drop Boba
no,
Fett?
not really.
Right
Because if JJ drops Boba Fett and Darth, if JJ and Darth drop Boba Fett, I'm sure they're just going to pick him right back up.
Yeah, nobody's moving.
Well, he has to drop him
unless
because...
JJ wants to throw a curveball.
Yeah, but he could drop him, but doesn't he have the first team?
JJ doesn't have to drop Boba. I mean, he can drop Boba and then pick him right back up.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm saying for anyone else.
It would just be ceremonial or whatever for him to drop him and pick him right back up or whatever.
Yeah,
So nobody wants to make any moves.
I actually,
I thought about maybe picking up Grogu, but I'm not convinced we're going to see him. I don't know.
Well, let's just go down. Let's just go down the list. Let's go down the list. Well, I mean, JJ's got to drop Boba, but I'm assuming you're picking him back up.
Yes.
So I'm not going to move anything because you drop Boba and pick him back up. So that's your move to start it.
For first, yes.
Yes. And then Jedi, you're up. Add drop.
I don't know. If Sam Wookie is in the chat, throw something up. But I'm not. I don't know where to go, or if I don't think we could do any better unfortunately, than what we have right now. So
I'll give you guys a minute to go through this. See if Sam wants to.
No, go ahead. I mean, go ahead. You don't have to wait.
Well, I'm next. I'm next. I already have an idea. Like Justin and I, we chatted a little bit about whether to stay the course, considering last week's episode was for a different show. But we just, looking at the scores, I mean, there's only 2 weeks left. So if we're going to do something, we got to throw a Hail Mary out there. So we might have to be going to Hail Mary time. All right, Sam.
I'd love to see what your Hail Mary is.
Sam says stay put.
At this point, and not to go Tony Romo analyst or whatever, but unless somebody's dream pick comes into play, I'd say the three teams at the bottom are looking at a very steep uphill climb.
I got two things in play. Apart from the dream pick, which I've still just got to hope happens. I mean, I know you have your death gamble, but I'm not going to do it this week. I'll probably hold it for the final week and hope for some points there. But we'll just have to throw some Hail Mary points out there and hope for some Bo-Katan to show up and somehow do something, as opposed to Garza Whip, who may show up and get us a point, but really, what's that going to do for us? We need, if a character's going to show up, we need kills at this point to make it up any ground. So we're picking up Bo.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's why I stayed pat instead of picking up Grogu, because Grogu's not going to kill.
Yeah,
anybody.
Grogu's not going to kill anybody.
Yeah.
We're not doing anything.
Not doing anything? Well, yeah, you shouldn't. You're as
Wayseeker answered my question, and the only problem I have with this is a caveat. Heir to the Jedi was technically the last book of pre-canon, but they just put it under the canon thing because it wasn't even really called Heir to the Jedi. I think it's called The Rebellion of, I don't know. I can't remember what the original book was called, but I guess you're right. I mean, it is in canon, so kind of. All right. Anything else?
Dom, are you doing anything?
Hey, Cad Bane's got the holocron in his hand. That's funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna go for like a Hail Mary type of pass too.
You're in place. You don't need a Hail Mary.
Yeah, but
You can afford to gamble, though.
I'm dropping Grief Cogger.
Well, that doesn't even need to be a Hail Mary. That's
Okay.
just
Well, the person I'm putting up there is going to be a Hail Mary.
that's just you playing with us. Oh, we can do whatever we like. We're the lead.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm trying to get past because one of these dream picks come in from one of you guys. It could be a big one. So, and
It's
I think
not-
Cad Bane's coming. So that's the whole thing.
Dom,
Cad
I
Bane's
need
coming
3
on.
dream picks to catch you. Go ahead. No, I'm just messing with you. Go ahead. Who you got? Who you
No,
got?
I'm going to go for someone that no one really thought about. Ahsoka. She is a
I
Dave
did
Filoni.
not make an Ahsoka slide, so you are getting an unknown.
Yeah. So Dave Filoni is doing the episode. You never know.
why not put her in there?
Because he's messing with us. That's why he's putting her in there. He's saying, I can
No,
do whatever
why
I
not
like.
put her in the Book of Fett? That'd make tons of sense. I mean, it would
Who?
just. Yeah, no. It's
Who?
all right.
You're showing off. You're high stepping into the end zone. You're giving us prime time. That's what you're
Makes
doing with
no
your
sense to put Ahsoka in the Book of Fett, so they're probably going to do it because it hasn't made much sense. This whole series hasn't made much sense. I agree. It's a good pick. All right. Anybody else? Anybody
we'll
else?
get back to JJ to go for a round 2 if anybody wants to do a second pickup.
You know what?
Oh Jesus!
I'm gonna go radical here. He's not on the board yet. I'm gonna drop Bike Girl. I'm gonna pick up Deep Fake Luke.
Just gonna finally show
Deep
off.
fake Luke,
You heard
huh?
me. Deep Fake
Dude,
Luke.
Your partner's dying right now. Oh, good lord!
Did I make a slide?
We're already dead. I have 3 points for this whole fucking game.
Deep
I
fake
did.
Luke.
Deep
I
fake Luke.
did make a deep fake Luke.
That does not make any sense.
It doesn't have to make any sense.
No, Ruben. Listen, if
Wait,
she
that's right. I forgot. We have these. Yes, deep fake Luke.
nice. Oh, you're not talking about the guy who played it that was in the thing. You mean Luke Skywalker?
No, not the X-wing
No.
pilot.
No.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
character.
I thought you were talking about the guy in the X-wing. That's the deep fake guy.
No. Luke
Deep
Skywalker,
fake
the
Luke.
character.
Oh my god. Okay. Anybody else want to make any more changes?
Well, Jedi's up. Does Jedi want to do any changes?
No, just because I'm good.
What? You should make a change. You could make a change.
Okay, if we just want to make this interesting, and
You don't have to.
You don't have to if you think he's going to show up, but I think Biker Girl's on the.
I don't want Biker Girl just for pure principle.
You,
I don't want her.
So we pick up Cal Castle.
Like, oh, Casper, say. You never know.
Yeah, it'd be
Cal
great.
Kestis.
You never know.
You never know. Not as good as Deep Fake Luke.
You pick Obi-Wan. You never know. Anybody can show up.
Come on, fucking Darth Maul.
Well, you know what?
Force
All
Ghost.
just because we don't have a prayer anyway, and I think my partner Sam, the Wookiee, would appreciate it. I'm picking up Chewbacca. We're gonna have a Chewbacca Black K showdown.
Wait. But who are you dropping
With
first?
Han
Before I have to go to that.
I'm dropping Cobb.
No, what?
Cobb
Okay, drop
Vance.
Cobb. He said Cobb.
Who's
Cobb to
picking
the
up Vance?
bench.
Okay, who's picking up Cobb Vanth?
I do not have Chewbacca. So you're also getting a Mr. Unknown or Mrs. Unknown.
Sorry, Sam. I'm just my mind is
You're not
it's a
going to
little
get. I don't think
wonky.
Sam's going to be mad at you for that.
I think Sam's happy about that. But you want Biker Girl won't kill anything at least.
Okay.
All right.
We had a plan. Like Justin and I were chatting while you guys were going. We're actively playing this game. We are still trying to win.
Is that why
in
you
our
kept,
third
is that
place
why you
position.
kept slow playing all the picks? You
Throw
want to keep
Juan
the
in
plan
there.
in there?
Throw Juan in there
Well,
too.
no, I got slow playing because of planning.
Up.
I gotta wait for chat, for everything to catch up. But yeah, we had a plan, but now after that, now we have to change our plan, and I guess we have to pick up Cobb and get rid of these Gamorrean guards who will probably die.
Oh man, I wanted them to get eaten by the Rancor next episode.
So we'll pick up Cobb. We had another plan in place, but it's been overridden by the opportunity that presented itself.
Nobody picking up Danny Trejo?
I made him.
I
I hope
figured
somebody
somebody
does.
would.
But I took the time to make the slide.
You're our only hope. All right, and Dom, we're staying pat this whole time. It doesn't matter whatever.
Oh yeah. So I did this. So Cobb Vanth, yes.
Are you going to pick up Thrawn? Are you picking up Thrawn?
Not to give it away, but we were gonna do this.
Costa Reeves.
You're picking up Costa Reeves?
No,
We were going to until Cobb was there, and they were like, "All right, well, let's spread it out then. Let's not just rely just on the Night Owls."
There's so many other picks you could possibly pick out of the just because the series is going in crazy directions. We have no idea.
I kind of wanted both ladies, but now, well,
I don't know. I thought a lot of these pictures.
All I know is
The Night Owls. The Night Owls are all.
if I hit the parlay, I'm gonna go nuts that Boba Fett, Luke Skywalker, and Cad Bane all show up in one episode.
I'm telling you, well, Cad Bane is showing up.
You said he was going to show
Parlay.
up. You said he was showing up last episode and the episode before.
No, I said that he'd probably show up towards the end, but
No,
about
you
it.
said no, Dob. You specifically said he was showing up last.
I said he was going to show up. That name, he was going to show up, but not
So-
much. Now he's going to show up. It's Filoni's episode.
Marco, are you staying
Yeah,
past?
if Dom was writing the show, you would be in the clear because Boba would be going barbarian style, killing everybody. Cad
like
Bane would show up, give you your dream pick points, and then Luke would just be there as the gravy.
No, they're not putting in Tuscan Mercs.
You're up, Mark.
Watto's revealed to be the big bad.
I'm
Nice.
assuming you're standing pat still.
Yeah,
You're not.
we're not doing anything, and we drafted who we wanted, and we've stayed pat. So
Kipster.
No,
Kipster
you didn't. You
is
took
gonna be the
Black
big
Cake
bad.
and dropped
we did
Black
Black
Cake
Cake.
too early.
Well, we had the Good Morning Guards. We would have been happy with them too. So you're okay. Only team
All right,
without
that goes
Boba.
back to Dom. Dom, do you want to make a change off of Mando or who was your other pick?
No, I'm going to stay with this. I think I'm going to stay with the crazy pick.
Ahsoka was your
Mando.
your
Because
pick.
if Mando shows up, he's definitely killing people.
Well, he already did.
I know. I'm staying with him because he is going to be a big focal point in the last episode.
All right, so last call then. Going back to
good.
JJ. Anything else? No. Luke,
You have a
Luke
lot
and
of-
You know what?
Now,
I'm gonna float. Are we in the wager part now?
yeah, I
you
guess
can do- yeah, if we're all done with pickups, is everybody done with pickups? I think we are, right?
I'm gonna be the first one in this game because I'm so far behind to float out a death wager, and I think, and I
It's
got to
gotta
pick
be
somebody that's
somebody on
on
somebody's
board,
roster.
right, Jedi?
So yeah, let's just take this opportunity to clarify.
It's freeze.
It has to be somebody on the
Okay.
board, and it has to happen in the next episode, episode 6.
Oof.
That's
All
what
right, I'm
makes it
taking a
tough.
flyer. Taking a flyer. The Wookiee we all know and love, Black K, going down.
Nice. That's a
I said
gamble
it.
right there.
Chewbacca's gonna
It is a
kill him.
gamble.
I said it.
I don't
He
think they're going
died.
to kill Black King, man. He's going to come back
Can't-
with bionic
can't
arms.
Probably
take
not,
it,
but-
just shoot him. Go ahead.
It doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah. All right.
I think JJ just did that because he knew I was gonna have I was gonna get to pick up Boba next week, so he was like, "Hell no."
There it is.
Black K eats it.
That's right. There it is.
We're still the
Given
only.
my luck,
Go
Boba
ahead,
Fett
Boba,
will either
right?
die or kill no one. So
Yeah. No, it's gonna be Fennec Shan's gonna kill Boba. So there we go.
he'll be learning how to ride a Rancor the whole episode and won't get me any points.
It's eaten
Oh,
by the
God.
Rancor.
Oh, don't.
That's
Why'd you have to
what
say it? Now you said it. That's what's
I'm-
going to happen.
Okay, we're done. I'm done with Book of Fett. What else do we have? I'll pick up.
I
We
think
still got
we're
trivia
all
too,
going
unless
around.
we're not.
Anybody
done.
else have a gamble?
Yeah, man. All right, let's do pickups real quickly while we get trivia ready.
No other gambles? Just want to make sure. No other gambles? All right.
All right. Pickups. Who's got pickups? Jedi, do you have pickups? Because if you do, you can go first. You can get ready.
I got them ready.
Go ahead.
So my pickups this week are one of them I'm super excited about. All of them kind of take me back to my childhood because that's really I collect a lot of things, but I really cherish my childhood Star Wars things that I'm able to re-get. So one of them that I just actually got is C-3PO PSA 8 from Empire Strikes Back.
Nice.
Droids on patrol.
Interesting.
And because I'm never going to trust anybody enough to actually buy an actual pack, I got a C-3PO because my boy's on the cover, on the package, wrapper from 1977 trading cards.
Is that the? Oh, okay.
And it's still got the
Did you get
15 cent. It's got the 15-cent price tag.
Is that one
on
of
it
the
too,
sugar-free
which I thought
one?
was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Sugar free.
Probably not.
He's on the
Back in
cover of the
77.
sugar-free one too.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I
Who's
just
Sam's
these-
partner?
I think I paid. These things are. If you want to get just the wrapper, because like if you're like me, you'll never be able to trust anybody to actually trust them that you're going to get an untampered pack unless it's certified and graded. These things are not expensive. I think I paid $2 for this thing on eBay. But the one I'm really excited to show off, because me and my brother played the hell out of this. This thing is still factory sealed. Escape from the Death Star
Wow,
trading or board game.
I like that.
that's awesome.
Me and my brother we had this. This is like one of the first Star Wars, other than probably some action figures. This is one of the first Star Wars items that Santa got us. So I was like super happy to get this for a. I've been watching several.
Did you buy the case for the pack, or did they send it to you in that nice little?
No,
case?
I had that.
Okay,
Just threw
okay.
it in
I
there.
wanna check
Yeah.
that.
But yeah, it presents better. But yeah, that's all I got.
It was perfect. It like fit it like with nice size.
That's it.
Oh, it's me.
I'd love to see those, Darth. Yeah, I love the
All
old
right.
stuff.
Quickly, I picked these up. I got Bo-Katan, and I got Mando.
With the snow spiders.
Yeah, I got two of them. One's damaged, but it's all right. It's cool. I can deal with that.
Open it up. Play with it.
Got a couple of books. I showed them earlier. I got the foreign covers with Boba that came out.
Where are those from? I'm curious.
Well, I got the one from Germany. There's one from Germany, one from Italy, Mexico, and Europe.
Cool.
Which had a hard time finding them, but I found them. Mission complete. I got a graded Bounty Hunters 5 with Boba on the cover.
Nice.
And last but not least, this
Can't
is
go wrong with a
actually
9.8.
What?
Can't go wrong with a 9.8.
9.8. What happened?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't go wrong with that.
Oh, 9.8, exactly.
Yeah.
I got it for cheap too. About 50 and change. Wasn't bad.
You paid the grading fee for the most part.
I got a box that I got from a place called Twin Sun Customs. They make really good custom figures. And this one's not open. Just going to unbox it really quick.
Custom fig?
Yeah.
We need to bring that back. When Boba's over, we got to bring back some of the custom and bootleg stuff too. That's stuff fun.
Yeah, so they make pretty good customs, this place. I got a few customs that I picked up along the way. All right. There we go.
And where was this place again?
Twin Suns Customs. Look them up. They have a lot of good stuff. All right, now there's a bunch of. Okay, here we go. This is actually pretty cool.
Oh, nice little card and everything.
And then you get the back.
So they got a 3 3/4. I don't want to say skirt, but it's like the robes.
Yeah,
Robe to Boba.
yeah. So they made them like the old 19, the original Kenner
Yeah,
colors. Pretty cool. And that is it.
Cool.
Oh,
Oh, I love that cover.
Nice.
yeah. Whenever I see it, I can't help but pick it up.
She's coming in the Ahsoka series.
Oh, and I got that finally in the mail.
I got one of those.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for mine.
She's coming in the Ahsoka
Yeah, I
series.
still need one of those.
Okay.
Ahsoka's in
Yeah,
this one?
yeah, definitely.
she will be in these other series.
Are you sure?
She should be.
Well, we should have had Boba
Oh,
this
we
week.
don't know after this series if she actually is showing it.
All right, anybody else? JJ? Pete?
I just got a couple things real quick. All right, so like Jedi, I have become a Star Wars card collector somehow. Didn't think that would ever happen, but I did pick up one of these. I put in kind of a lowball bid on eBay and actually went through. So
Oh, nice.
little Thrawn autograph
cool.
by
Who signed
Lars there.
Oh, it's Lars.
Lars Mickelson.
Yeah,
How do you say that?
Mickelson.
Yeah. But so this is from the high tech line, which is acetate cards. So it's kind of hard to see, but you can see through.
Oh yeah,
there.
we can see you through it.
Yeah, it's neat because they're also on card autographs too. So for this set, I don't know. Man, I've been trying to find some Star Wars cards to buy and open, but they keep delaying the new ones. So maybe I'll just buy a box of older ones and open them at some point and have fun. I also picked up this, and actually Volume 2, although Volume 2 is still in my car. But so this is the Star Wars Insider Fiction Collection. So this is like a collection of the short stories that are in.
That's cool.
All Star Wars Insiders magazines that Titan published. So that's like,
cool.
I think like
That's nice.
94 to current.
Ooh.
But yeah, I got some great authors and artists. I think she's on and Golden,
Hildebrand,
Ostrander,
nice.
Charisma, Hildebrand.
Ostrander.
Yep.
Ostrander.
Yep.
Do they have a Sith one?
That was it.
They tell the history of the Sith in it. That's a good one.
Secrets of the Sith. I haven't got that yet, but I know it's out.
All right.
Yeah, you got anything, Marco? I don't have any.
No, I'm good.
For this
I
week.
I'm good. I got nothing. Yeah. In episode 5, it's about Thrawn and Ezra missing gears. Okay, cool. All right. Next up, we've got the trivia. Jedi. Let's do the trivia.
All right, I got to bring this up. All right, let's see. I've been holding on to this for like.
Pete's got the slides. So.
Okay, Pete's got the slides. Okay.
Well, Jed, can introduce it while I'm opening it up.
Okay,
Remind
so
us
this is we did this once before, and Venom won. Hopefully, he got his PSA 8 Lobot. I think he should have got it by now. But yeah, basically, this is where we ask trivia questions, or trivia question that you choose by picking some numbers and so forth. And you can use anybody you want. You can use the chat. You can use the panel, with the exception of myself and Pete. Everybody's just gonna. Oops, looks like 5 didn't show up. But yeah, you can throw up.
It's on the next slide.
Use any. You could Google it if you're quick enough. Although we're not going to wait forever to get the answer, because getting the answer is probably the easy part. And then if you get the answer right, then we start dealing a little bit, see what you want to do with your prize. So I guess now we need to pick somebody, I guess is the next.
Yeah, how do we want to choose a player? Marco, do you want to do your randomized stop game?
That's one in the chat. One in the chat, folks. One in the chat. Do we got it? Are we doing it? They're not doing one in the chat, or has my internet died?
Unless it's taking a while.
I'm going to type in trivia, so this way we have a place marker when I typed in trivia. So if you want to be in for trivia, type 1 in the chat.
There you go.
All you need. There we go.
Took a minute.
We got
No,
Sticks.
when it was.
We got Eric. We got Click My Vid. We got Obi. Only one who can't play is who won?
Venom. 4 Venom.
4 Deadly Venoms. Yes.
4 Deadly Venoms. Yeah.
All right, I will give you a couple more seconds.
Sam wants. I feel like I just mailed Sam something.
We did. Sam won.
Yeah, Sam won the 1 in 100
yeah.
Star Wars. Or
That's what it was.
yeah.
Yep. All right, ready?
Also, Sam shared on IG how he had some good luck digging in his Dollar Bin Digging Finds T-shirt.
Nice.
From Rennavision.
I still owe Zaggy a prize and Sticks a prize.
Hey, are we dropping that, by the way? Are we?
I got them. Whenever you want to do the T-shirt things,
So
I have them ready to go. But now we missed the sale.
Just
The
on
sale
tomorrow.
ended
Yeah, we missed the
today
sale
at
again.
midnight.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jedi brought it up, and nobody else jumped at it. But I just
thought, let's get it going. All right, next time sale comes up, we'll do it. We just gotta do it. All right, you ready? This is who we got. Tell me when to stop. It's all the regs.
I'll let you guys do it. I did it last time.
Wait, tell me when to stop.
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 Click my vid.
Click my vid.
Click my
All right.
vid is in.
And it is.
Okay, so click my vid.
I'll just
You need to
do it.
pick a number or color, number 1 through 6.
And that
and
will
we
be your
move
question.
to that will determine your trivia question.
We'll
1 through
give
6.
Click my vid a minute. Yeah, that's right. It was the comic. Arrive safe and sound.
All right, he wants 4.
Oh, there you go.
4 it is.
Oh, the
His
number
4
that
didn't load.
wasn't
He thinks-
there. Interesting
He thinks
choice.
that's a sign, I guess. Okay.
Oh.
Some of these questions are pretty easy. Some of them, I thought, at least for me, were kind of hard. But
I didn't read. I tried to, even though I had access, I tried not to read them. Just put it out. Question 4.
Okay, zoom in on 4 real quick so we can.
Got it.
Oh God, yeah, this is the hard one. Oh my God, terrible pick.
What the shit is this question?
I don't know metric.
Yeah, so I
probably
didn't.
banned metrics.
This is right off of a card that I picked at random. It is kind of hard. I tell you, it is hard. It really is. So, if we'll give him a shot. We may give him another.
He's already got an answer.
Oh, he does. Which one?
Wait, before you go jump,
Yeah,
click my vid. Before you go jump into an answer,
Think
check
about
the chat. Let's think about this.
Yeah.
I don't know what metric means.
Yeah.
Or he Googled it. He Googled it already while we were talking about how hard it was.
Yeah. Bail Organa, remember, he's kind of tall. Jimmy Smits was kind of tall. If you watch Running Scared, Billy Crystal, small. Gregory Hines, not that much taller. Jimmy Smits, a lot taller than both.
Yep. Uh-oh.
So we'll wait for a final answer from Click My Vid, who said D.
Yeah, click
at
my
the
vid.
start.
Say whatever your final answer.
Wayseeker says A. Eric says B. Obi says A. So we're going to give you Click My Vid, even though you said D. We're going to give you one more second. If you want to stick with
We'll
D,
even let if the panel wants to take a guess, with the exception of myself and Pete, you guys go ahead too.
I think it's a trick question.
Late Night says A. Sam says A.
I gotta
A
go
lot
with
of A's.
I have no idea. I'm just going with the majority in chat.
Well, I looked it up, and it says 1 point. It says
You
none
looked
of
it up
these.
in
different.
metric?
Yeah, it says 1.98 meters. It says 1.9812. He's 6'5".
Yeah, we're going with
Well, we
what
know how to round.
the Trivia Pursuit. This is a Trivia Pursuit question, the Star Wars
Correct,
edition.
cupcake.
All right, what are we doing here? A.
I
we
want
need,
to
sticking with D?
I would. Hey, are you sticking with D?
Confirm.
Click, because I think some of these guys have the Trivia Pursuit game. So A final.
Yep,
Yeah,
locking
A.
in A.
You're locking in A.
Okay, so
All
he
right,
changed
A.
from D to A. All right, good call. Actually, go ahead, go to the next. If I remember right, that was a good call.
Hey,
It is A.
And you are
Got it.
correct.
Yeah.
1.91
All right,
meters.
give me just a second. I do need to switch my camera.
Oh, good job.
for the win.
1.91 meters.
That one.
Good job, chat. Way to help them out.
So here's what you won. You won a Millennium Falcon metal
Hold on, let's
3D.
make there we go.
I don't know if you can
I
break
still
it. A
tied
Millennium
together.
Falcon 3D metal model kit.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
I
so
put
you-
together the R2D2 of this. It is a pain in the butt, but I do not know how to put. I am all thumbs.
Been over you. I still haven't put mine
Yeah,
together
me
yet.
too.
I am all thumbs, but I managed to do it with a lot of swearing and super glue. So this
Hammer,
is
did you
yours,
hammer the pieces?
or we can deal.
Yes, this is your chance to deal. Do you want to keep your prize of the metal falcon?
Wait, you
Gamble.
think you're so insane?
Gamble. House money, gamble.
You gotta get. Are you gonna gamble? He thanks everybody.
It's house money.
By the way,
gamble.
he knew 1.9 meters was tall. He also knew 2-point-something meters was tall.
Well, both are tall.
Well, you knew
Do
me.
you want to keep it, and I will have it in the
Hey,
mail
all of
for
them are
you
taller
by the
than
end
me.
of the week,
something.
or we can deal, my friend.
Yeah,
What do
everybody
you
wants
wanna
you to deal, except for the one guy that's like, well, even he's like, oh, I love it, but deal. And
Babs then was like, yeah, it's a model.
Eric's even telling you what number to pick.
Oh, Eric, yeah, he's even telling you what number to pick. Oh, geez.
That
Yeah,
back does
let
look
it ride.
thick. That
Keep
back
my
does look
word.
thick.
All the way.
Are you going to deal or no deal? Okay. Yeah, I had no clue what the metrics.
Now I'm trying-
Deal for
He
3.
wants to deal for 3.
Deal for 3. Here we go.
Number
Hey,
3.
Matt, you did it right. If you kill him on this, if he gets something junky out of 3,
It's your guy's fault.
They get
it's on
nothing.
you guys.
We'll try to do this and keep it on the camera.
I think we trust you.
Well, at least I do.
Yeah, if you don't trust them, then we're not going to play the game.
Well, there's something in there.
No,
Good
is
to
it
know.
a hand drawing by Jedi?
No, this is just going to tell you.
Get
You know
that
what?
napkin.
You did pretty good.
Other way.
I don't know
Flip
if
it
you
upside down.
Flip it.
What have you chosen? No, put it down on the table.
You're fine. Put it down.
Oh, Black Series
Oh,
Boba.
Black Series.
Nice.
You've chosen well.
Deluxe.
Well, that's a win. Here it is. This figure right here is what he wins. Here we go. Here we go.
Hey, you can bring. Oops, let me switch
you
my
got it?
camera back.
Yeah, there
I
you
did,
go.
yeah.
Right there. That's it. That's it. Switch your camera back.
That's the deluxe, right? So they're
Yeah,
kind of more
yeah.
expensive than.
I think. Is this the one you're giving him?
It looks
This
like
is
it.
exactly what
There
you're
you go.
Yep.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Well, hey, the chat double helped out. Click my vid. Click my vid. Get a hold of get a hold of.
It doesn't matter. If
Try
You
to
can
get a
hit me
hold
up
of.
in IG, just and hit me
Or
or hit up Pete, whatever you want to do.
Hit Jedi on IG.
whether you reach out, I know this is a lot to type in, but that's Marco.
Yeah.
Or you can just do Rennavision on IG. I will get the info over to Jedi. We just need to know where to mail it, wherever you want it sent.
So I'm gonna try to get that in the mail this week. I need to find a box. I'm sure I have one. I just gotta find it, and once I do, it'll be in the mail pretty quick.
Nice, good job. That was pretty cool, man. The only thing I worry is click my vid in Europe.
Oh God, I didn't even think of that.
If he is, I'll pay for the shipping, but you got to fill out. the form.
You can always send it to me, Jedi, and then I'll take
I'll
it
send it out. I just
in
had
the midpoint.
Yeah, click my vid. Just put if you're in outside of the U.S., just type yes.
Oh, gotta get rid of one more of these.
Russian.
Who's
No,
that? Oh,
Callie.
Okay,
All
good.
right.
Hey, you know our sneaky our sneaky Russians with the weird links. They went really weird today. They went with like generic names. It was like Matthew Johnson.
I saw that.
Yeah, they were
The bots are getting smarter.
they were trying to slip them under the radar with their Vox.vpn.
Pete, are you having a Whatnot show coming up?
Actually, I do. Yeah, I will. I'm gonna do one on Saturday. Saturday, late afternoon, I think. I will have everything starting at $1. A bunch of books. It'll Marvel weekend, so there'll be all Marvel books. But I will sneak some Star Wars Marvel in there too. So if you guys want, come check it out on Saturday.
Don't forget to check
whatever day it is.
Also, don't forget to check out the tax show on Tuesday. Jen, by the way, said sorry she has to go, but she thanks everybody very much. She enjoyed being back.
I'm so glad she came back.
Make sure, I know, right? Like, well, I'll tell you guys more later on. She was actually supposed to make an appearance and something happened. But next week, she will be on Comic Book Women on the Tales from the Flipside channel on Wednesday. Tuesdays. Our show's on Wednesday, right? Our show's on Wednesday. And then she will be on Nearing Nirvana. I can't say it.
Nearing Nirvana.
Nerd.
You can find it. I'll make sure we have a link to it in the body of the video.
Thank you. We will link it in the body of the video. So make
Give
sure
them
you
a follow. They do some fun stuff over there.
I support her. She's one of the Dark Side crew. She's been around for a long time and a personal friend, so it's all good.
That game that she's not here, but that game they do where they have like the fuzzy like comic or poster, and then you kind of have those like drunk vision. I don't know. It's kind of fun to play along with. So give it a watch. Give it a watch.
Take my cupcake, Pete. Okay. I'm gonna ask Jay. I'm gonna figure out what, just in case it's appropriate. I'm gonna ask what the cupcake joke is off air. Pete, could you take us off air then?
What, you want to go out? We're done.
All right, we have anything else, do we?
Yeah, I just want to make sure we're all
good
wrapped
luck
up
next week. Hopefully, Fennec Shan shoots Boba Fett in the back of the head. All right, let's go.
All right, we'll see you guys soon.